Hello, welcome to Afriscope TV. It's Saturday wherever you are in the world. Happy weekends. Today I'm here to share my mother's ancestry result. This kit was actually bought by a brother from the US, and whilst visiting Africa for the first time and also trying to buy property here, he actually brought this kit. And yes, so he bought this kit for my mom. Actually, he bought the kit for me, but I figured out that because my mom haven't taken the test yet, let me just give it to my mom. I will also be taking ancestry DNA just to compare, right? Just to compare um the 23andMe and ancestry. I just want to know if both 23andMe are the same or are presenting the same results. I know when it comes to the composition, right? The origin composition or whatever it is, I think it's going to be different because I don't know. All of them use different means of classification and the databases. So I don't want to I don't want to throw words there because I don't know much about it. But this is it. So, thank wherever you are, Big Brother Joe. Thank you very much for supporting us with this kit. My mom was so happy to find out that he's related to over 1,500 people in the database, and most of them are actually number one. Most of them are in the states and also the Haiti, and a lot of them are in Grenada, Tobago, and all those Caribbean islands. So, anyways, let's dive to the DNA. So you can see it on the screen. Hi, guys, can you hear me? You can see it on the screen, right? So it's showing just briefly about my mom's I would like call it an insufficient DNA tree. So that's what is showing over there, and below it you can see something like some cousin. Okay, you can see now. You can see the result or ethnicity breakdown. I think I should just start clicking on this immediately. But before I start the show, guys, I'm broke and I need something to support the show to keep the show running. AfriScope is broke. So if you want to support AfriScope TV, the link is there, PayPal is there. You can also support me through the Cash App. The Cash App, that's the Cash App tag, $tag AfriScope TV. Let me just paste it on the. You see, at the end of the Cash App is $tag AfriScope GH. So support me with the little, okay? Anything little, and I'm not saying I'm down for everything little, but anything reasonable, okay? So let me keep so that I can keep on running the show. I want to say a big welcome to Mr. Uganda Matifi, and I think Mr. Andrew might be in the background. Okay, Jack Season is also here. Hello, Jack Season. Welcome, welcome. So this is my mom's ancestry DNA results. Will I call it breakdown or talk show, whatever it is. Um I just want us to go over it just the way I went over mine as well. So this is it. So I think I'm going to start with ethnicity inheritance. Okay, let me just start with that. Um okay, before I do anything, guys, I'm making a mistake. Let me just tell you a bit about my mom. So my mom is not 100%, will not be considered 100% Ghanaian, according to bloodline. My mom, but even though all of us Africans, we are all, we've been migrating, moving from places to places. My ancestors were once in Nigeria, they were in Togo, they were in Benin, they might even be in Ghana. somewhere in Chad, in Central African Republic, all the way to Ethiopia, all the way to Egypt, all the way to Kenya, all the way in somewhere in Tanzania. So our ancestors have always been moving, right? But my mom, because of his let me get, because of her recent ancestor, which is my grandfather, who is coming from um Niger. So Niger, if you don't know Niger, let me just show you a map um of Niger. Niger is a country. Yeah, yes, Niger is a country which is I think it's right to no left to Mali. Okay, uh, Niger is surrounded by at the north of Niger is the Saharan Desert. So both Niger and Mali are all like they are countries bordering each other. So my mom's dad is from Niger, but according to my mom, even the tribes in Niger migrated from Mali. So the tribes of according to the history, the tribes of my mom's, or let me just say my mom's father, which is my grandfather, in Niger today, currently in Niger, they actually migrated from Mali. So they also have the same tribes in Mali. So when it comes to that, I know a little bit that they raise cattle, they raise camel, they are semi-nomadic, and they are also fishermen. I wouldn't go much into the tribe, but this is what I know that my grandfather, my mom's dad is completely a North African, or let me just, it's same as is the same as how do you call it, sub-Saharan African, but he will be considered a North African since he's from Niger. So basically, my mom's mother, that's my maternal grandmother, is a native of where I am right now. I'm actually living on their property, my grandmother's property. So my grandmother is a native of the Volta region, but before Volta region, let me just call it she'll be classified as the Agbogbome people or the Adaklu people. They are mostly hunter gatherer. They live like a hunter gathering lifestyle, and they also farm a bit. So, yes, basically, my mom is an Ebe by tribe based in Ghana, in the Volta region of Ghana. There are Ebers all the way to Nigeria. So when you go to Togo, you find there are a lot of Ebers in Togo. There are Ebers in Benin. There are Ebers. We are all related to each other. That is it. It's only migration that has caused the spread of the tribes. So at the end of the day, my mom is my maternal side of my mom is ever my the paternal side of my mom is what? It's from Niger. And they also say their ancestors migrated from Mali. So basically, right? I wanted to share this map, but I think it's worthless. What am I going to be showing? I know you guys can go on Google and search for maps. So as you can see on the screen right now is the ethnicity inheritance. So we are looking into that right now. Hello everybody watching. Hello. Afriscope, remember Afriscope needs your support, to keep running the show. So this is according to the overview. Okay, you can see the overview is showing. They say parent one, parent two, and parent one is showing a higher percentage of Benin Togo, and that might be the Benin Togo side is actually from my mom. Yes, it's definitely from the upper side of the family, which is my mother's maternal line is the Benin Togo. And the Ivory Coast Ghana is also partly be the Soninke mixture in the Mali people, the Soninke mixture. So basically, I know the Ghanaian and this Ivory Coast, they have a history. and that is it. The Mali showing that small deep green percentage is that is it. And then Nigeria, I was quite surprised because I had 25% Nigerian DNA, but my mom is having 4% Nigerian DNA. And I'm not quite surprised. Okay, I'm not quite surprised that my mom has a lesser DNA, a Nigerian DNA, because my mom's tribe is from Niger and Mali, and the mother is from these other people in Ghana. And I know they also claim they migrated from Ile Ife in Oyo, in the Oyo Kingdom, in the those Asians, Oyo, But at the end of the day, those territories I've just mentioned right now are Yoruba territories. So even though it's not showing a higher percentage of Nigerian, it give a picture that we are also related somehow. That there might be ancestors deep down the root that are actually from the amount. Who knows, the Igbo or the Yoruba or the Ido people? Who knows? It can be one of them. It can be the Hausa. It can be the Fulanis in Nigeria. It can be whatever tribes. So that is it. And the North African DNA, I was also having a North African DNA. It took me by surprise. And to see that my mom also has North African DNA, it confirmed that my mom's dad is actually from North Africa or from Mali and Niger. So with that being said, I'm getting a question here. Hello, Ryan. Said, what DNA test you use? So I use the Ancestry DNA. I use the Ancestry DNA. So I don't know. Mm. So yes, on the continent, people were definitely moving around. With that much being said, let me just go back and yeah. So these are the percentages that is showing here. I actually I was quite surprised that they didn't show the haplogroup. Maybe is there any way I can see the haplogroups of my mom? Like I know my mom is my mom is a female, so definitely she's gonna be having like a maternal haplogroup, which is the mitochondrial DNA. Uh, I don't think they have that. So let me go back and look for the real breakdown. I'm going to pick the real breakdown. Um, what is happening? Yes. So now we are back to. I thought I changed this name. Why is the name still showing? Okay, you can see it on your screen. Yes, so this is the ethnicity estimate of my mom. Yeah. Basically you can see when I first opened the test, my eyes quickly picked the North African region, which is so large, broad. Who travels so broadly like that? Like whenever I see the map painted North Africa this way, I'm like, I'm a little bit like I question it a lot because I'm like, who 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 are the people here traveling all around, even in the ancient days, like even in those thousands of years ago, there are people here that were traveling around North Africa. So I'm talking about the people, this thing you see, but I'm gonna go over this. So your DNA looks most like DNA from these five world regions. We compare your DNA against a worldwide reference panel to see which populations your DNA looks most like. How okay, I'm not gonna look into the statistics, but this is the statistic. I'm gonna start my stuff. You know how we do it. You know how we do it. Yeah. So Benin, Togo. So look at I want that part to be highlighted more. Yes. So I love the fact that do you see what is happening here? The deeper is where the tribe is mostly concentrated. And you can see, even though the Ghana is not concentrated, a lot of the tribes, the Ewe people, are in Togo and Benin. And the lighter shade actually goes all the way to Niger. And I was surprised because Niger is where my maternal grandfather is coming from. So you can see the Niger being painted light green as well. And you can see below in the southern region near the Nigeria, you can see the deep Benin painted and Togo painted. So if you have this in your DNA, know that you are mostly from tribes like the Ewe, the Fon, the Ewe, the Fon, and some other smaller tribe like the Kotokoli, the Kotokoli, the Chamba, the I think they also have Konkomas. They also have the um Kabien people. So if your DNA is showing these regions, know that there might be other people, or you might be sharing DNA, a DNA of which is known to be ever DNA. When I say ever DNA, you guys will know ever people, the voodoo people, the people who work their spiritual system is the voodoo. Sorry, voodoo spirituality is what um they have going on. Even I was quite surprised that Ancestry reported that a lot of some of the cousins of my mom are actually in Haiti. Yes. So some of the cousins of my mom are actually in Haiti. And you can see I'm just fascinated by this. The Niger, the way it really captured it. You can see Chad. It goes around Chad, it goes around Niger, and then it painted a part of Burkina Faso a little bit, and it goes to Ghana. It captured all these regions in Ghana, and then it goes all the way. I love the way they did that. It's like current. It's showing the current trend of where our recent cousins are, which is quite wonderful. Okay, I'm going back to the next estimate. Remember, this is the largest I just shown right now, which is the 29% Nigerian. So now we are going to the second portion, which is Ivory Coast and Ghana. Ivory Coast and Ghana. So, okay, we are seeing something extraordinary, but not too extraordinary. I don't know how to classify this myself because you know why? The lighter green in the previous one shows trace regions. The deeper one shows distance. So I'm thinking the lighter one is the Liberia. Guys, can you see the Liberia there? So yeah. So this is it. The Liberia is having the lighter shade, and you can see the Ivory Coast really highlighted. And then you can see the Ghana, you can see the Togo, where I know most of my about three people are. But I just don't like the fact that they never reported the tribes that they've tested. Is it that they don't have much knowledge about the tribes in Africa? Because I don't know. Maybe I know they don't cater for Africans. These tests don't cater for Africans. So maybe they don't have much knowledge if I'm looking at this test, I'm like, okay, they don't really focus so much on us. It's just like we just have to give them back. When it comes to the European DNA, they really classify them as Scandinavians or whatsoever. They go into. But when it comes to ours, but that's what I like. I really like 23 and me. I really like 23 and me because 23 on and me is having the graphical interface. You can really understand it. They have a you can even read the locations where the people are. Over here on Ancestry, if they don't report if the test taker or the owner of the kids doesn't report their location, there is no way you will know where they are. So it's like they are a bit more tough on the privacy side. But when it comes to 23andMe, it's like so long as you are related to somebody, give you access to contact that person. It's also here you can contact them. But I think I need to read more about the person, know about the person more before I start contacting them, right? I feel like Ancestry is lacking on that. They don't give you much details about the person, the great, like the locations where the great grandparents were born. When it comes to 23andMe, you can find the locations where your people's ancestors were born, and that's a privilege because it gives you a clear picture of where they were in the past and where they are currently. So, um, yeah. So this is a. I want to read this. He said, Ivory Coast and Ghana, primarily located in Ghana. So this is it. They are telling us that primarily located in Ghana. So when you have this DNA, read carefully. It will tell you that you are primarily located in Ghana. And I know there are Fantis there. I know there are Gans there. I know there are Gadangbe people. There are Ebe people, and there are Akan people, which is the Fantis as well. So I'm a bit aware that the test they went pick I mean they highlighted the fact that my mom is Ghanaian, primarily located in Ghana. And you can see also found 28% of the DNA is also found in Benin, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Liberia, Niger, Sierra Leone, and Togo. When I mention Niger, it's because of my great grand as my not my great my grandfather, my maternal grandfather, maternal grandfather. So you see, your ethnicity estimate is 28%, but it can range from 26 to 62%. Oh, about this region, early French and Portuguese explorers identified sections of the West African coast by the area's resources, which is how Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast got its modern name. Neighboring Ghana was known as the Gold Coast until it won independence from colonial rule in 1957 and renamed itself after a medieval West African empire. Today, more than 46 million people live in the two countries, which depend less on gold and ivory than they do chocolate. Ivory Coast and Ghana produce more than half of the world's cocoa. Who needs to know that, anyways? They are trying to tell us. They say read full history. Nobody is trying to read full history here. I ain't going. Let's go back. Look, I'm not reading full history. Why did I even tap on this? Why did I even tap on this? My bad, guys. My bad. I'm seeing things. So the migration into Gold Coast and Ghana. Okay, the 15th century, the Ebers people migrated from east from the areas now making Togo and Benin. The Akan people Oh my God, these are some of the things I'm seeing here. Atumpani. That's called Atumpani drum. Okay. I don't really wanted to look into that. Let me just go back and read the ethnicity estimate and get back. Next on the list is Mali. 16% Mali. That was massive. And Mali never showed in mine. It showed a percentage. It showed a higher percentage of North African, and it shows. I think it showed this thing as well, Sudanese. But I think when it comes to Mali, it never shows. So this is Mali. You can see the lighter shade of sea blue, the sea blue region right here. And I was look at this. I'm telling you that the Soninke, I'm quite sure the Soninke people, this is where most of my ancestors, like my maternal grandfather side of the family, I'm thinking most of them might be concentrated in those Sangai people, among those Songhai, those people over there. Because I just look at it, look carefully. It's even going, not Mali is actually the current one where my ancestor did, but actually it's supposed to be Niger though. But you can see the Mali and you can see the Burkina Faso. And on the southern or the coastal region, you can see the lighter shade highlighting the Trace region. People like there are also matches there. So you can see Guinea, you can see Sierra Leone, you can see Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Liberia are the lesser region, and then you can see Mali and Burkina Faso. And so when I saw that, I was like, yeah, it seems our people are around, And it's a Mali primarily located. This is where the DNA is concentrated. The DNA is concentrated in Burkina Faso, Mali, and Sierra Leone. So these three places, Mali, Burkina, a little bit of Niger, didn't mention Niger, but Burkina Faso and Sierra Leone. Wow. I'm going for my Sierra Leonean citizenship. Guys, I'm going for my Sierra Leonean citizenship. And another region, um, let me just read a bit about this. It said about this region. Mali's modern boundaries were drawn in 1890 when French Sudan was created and united two very different regions, the Sudanese savannas in the south and the Sahara Desert in the north. Oh, sorry, to the north. These man-made borders made our Mali region a mix of diverse peoples, but geography has always played a key role in Mali's history and people. The savannas at the edge of the desert made the area a natural center for trans-Saharan trade, which is connected Western Africa. Sorry, let me read this again. The savannas at the edge of the desert made the area a natural center for trans-Saharan trade, which connected Western Africa and Europe and Asia in pre-colonial times. For centuries, Mali was a fabled land of gold, scholarship, and empires. For once, I've heard a white man write so good about Africa. Anyways, so now we have another region. From Mali, 16%, we have Nigeria, 4%. Omo Niger. Nigerians are everywhere. Ooh, Look at something. There is something surprising here. There is something more shocking. Guys, do you see? Even though the Nigeria is where the concentration is, read the primary located Nigeria, primarily located in, so the DNA is concentrated in Central African Republic. Guys, do you know what? When it comes, I really like Central African Republic. I don't know anybody there, but I just like Central African Republic. Yes, I just love Central African Republic. And I think one day I might visit Central African Republic. Maybe, I don't know. So getting to see that the percentage of Nigeria is also highlighting those regions, like they say the primary region is Central African Republic and Nigeria. I know this is where most of the tribe I migrated from, especially through the my mother's maternal line of the family. They might be through these regions as spread in these regions as well. And then you can see that the DNA, that percentage is also fine among Benin people, currently modern day Benin or Republic of Benin, and we can see Equatorial Guinea. Let me just scroll so that you can read it as well. So you can see Equatorial Guinea. Huh? Equatorial Guinea. Guys, I don't wanna talk. Mr. Uganda, is that person not from Equatorial Guinea? Is that person not from Equatorial Guinea, Mr. Uganda? If you're watching, I want to know because no, I I mean, they don't like to keep their stick in their pants. They don't. They are shooting everywhere. They shoot everywhere. Nigerian men, they shoot everywhere. Yeah. I bet you know, Mr. Uganda, is that Benin also found, so the trace region, right, is the 4% of 4 to 15% is actually from the, Benin, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Gambia, Liberia, Niger, Sierra Leone again. Sierra Leone again. Benin, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon. Guys, I'm leaving to Gabon. At least I have to go back to Gabon. Where is that Gabon? I don't even know the location of it. Let me just start searching on this map, Where is Gabon? Guys, do you know where Gabon is? Let me just think. I think I can scroll down like this. What? I can see where the Gabon is though. Anyway, I'll do that later on. So I love hearing these countries. I don't know. Benin, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Gambia. Guys, Gambia, Liberia, Niger, Sierra Leone again in the 4%. Oh my God, let me tell you, West Africans think that I mean, there is this notion among us that West Africans are not united, they don't intermarry, they don't live together, they can't live together. I'm telling you, it's a lie. Our ancestors have been living together. Who knows for how many centuries before they started creating tribes? Who knows? They have been living for so many years. Yeah. So looking at this, like looking at Central African Republic, Nigeria, Equatorial Guinea, Gabon, Gambia, Liberia, Niger, Sierra Leone, guys, our ancestors, right? Don't let anybody tell you that, or use current situation to tell you, oh, Africans can't live together, we can't work together, or we have never been together. That's a lie. Our ancestors have been enjoying themselves on this continent for so many years. Who knows? They've been marrying left and right, making babies here and there. Anyways, yeah, welcome, Dominica. This is my first time seeing you. Welcome, sis. I know you might be from Dominican Republic, and if that is your profile picture, sister, you will beautiful. You look beautiful. Um, this is common knowledge. You should read about West Africa. Okay, I will. So our Nigeria region takes its name from the most populous country in Africa, where most where more than 168 million people live in an area about twice the size of California. In fact, Nigeria has 6 cities with populations over 1 million. The United States has 9. From its tropical south to the arid, from its tropical south to the arid north, Nigeria has Nigeria as a country is a concept and product of colonialism, bringing together more than 250 ethnic groups within fairly arbitrary borders. Anyways, that's what they said about Nigeria. Like, can you see Chad is also highlighted here on the map? And you can see, I think this is Cameroon or what? I don't know. This is Southern Sudan. This is Southern Sudan, South Sudan. Which country is this? Is that not Equatorial Guinea or Central African Republic? It might be Central. I don't know, guys. I have no clue. I can see the Nigeria there. Anyways, let's go back to the next estimate on the list. Oh, what am I doing? What is this guy doing? Okay. So now the last region is North Africa. This is the most surprising side of the. Okay, this is the most surprising. Do you know why? I don't understand why North Africa get to pick the largest share, like of even though it's just 4% of the DNA, and I also share that percentage, right? But look at this. Niger, okay, this is the trace region. The deeper regions are actually here. Mauritania, Western Sahara, Cabo Verde, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia, Libya, and then we have another trace religion, which is Niger, where I know my ancestors are from, my maternal paternal side, like my mother's father is from Niger. So I can definitely see all this. And I'm wondering how. And a lot of people be like, oh, maybe they might be Arabs because Arabs travel a lot. People say they are Tuareg, people say they are Moors, people say they are that and they are this, people say they are Fulanis, people say that what have you. But I don't know. I just know there are people over there that are also connected to, I relate to directly. So basically, looking at the okay, let me just read. Northern Africa, primarily located in Algeria, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, Niger, Tunisia, Western Sahara, also found in Cape Verde. So, Cape Verde. Let me just say Cape Verde. So this is it. And the history is about this region. Our Northern Africa region is includes much of the region referred to as the Maghreb. It's an area of stark contrast. with the hospitable Mediterranean coast to the north and the vast Hajj Sahara to the south. In fact, the majority of the population in this region lives within about 50 miles of the Atlantic or Mediterranean coast. So basically, that's what they claim it is about, and that is it for the test. And I think this is what they highlighted. They said this is they said the communities. Guys, can you see the community? Afro-Haitian. They are capturing Haiti. DNA community. Your DNA connects you to one community. Communities from where ancestors probably. I never took this out of the stream, so let me just go back and add it to the stream. Yeah, so yeah, it said, let me just take a look at that. It said the Torek, guys, wait a minute, let me just load this. I don't know why this is bothering at this point. I hope, okay, the network. Okay, guys, let's wait a few minutes for the network to make a comeback. But I'm for in the meantime, let's be talking, right? What surprised you more about my mother's DNA? That's the question to all of you watching. And what surprised you? What surprised you? Um, they said the Tuareg and nomadic tribes are in those countries. Okay, so they came from Eurasia to North Africa, and some moved down. I know Malian and Burkinabe have Mali and Chadic ancestry. Okay, not Eurasia. I meant Mediterranean. Okay. Hello, welcome, Asiatic Lion. Um, instead, I yeah, yeah. So, what do you mean by? Sorry, guys. So, wait a minute. Let me add this back to the stream. The internet here can be a little bit crafty sometimes. Oh, let me see if I can add it here. Um, okay, I know what I will do right now. I'm gonna connect my hotspot because this is really fucking up with me. I don't know why it just go like that. Um, yeah, guys. Let me just leave the link, guys, so you can talk about this before I read the last thing, and then. But guys, I need your support. Cash App, PayPal, anything, so that we can keep the show going on. So that's the link in. If you have something you want to add to this conversation or this, what have you studied from this DNA? Because I am shocked that our ancestors having, I mean, they have been traveling. Let me just say, migrating from places and places, hovering about, and I'm quite shocked that, and also that like I have all those things in me, like those DNA in me, like it's surprising that this is my mom's, even though this is my mom's DNA. My mom also passed a lot to me. Um, yeah, look, I'm gonna try again and load this screen, uh, but it's so unfair. Why will this treat me this way? This network. Anyways, guys, support the show. Um, So I'm having a slight network challenge here. I'm gonna use my hotspot to connect to this, and I'll see if I can add. I can show the estimates once again. Guys, you can call in. You can call in the show. It's time to share your views and your thoughts about my DNA. Or not, this is not my DNA, my mom's DNA. What do you think? What are you learning about yourself? If you are a diasporan African, what are you learning about yourself? Do you think that Africans don't like each other? They don't mingle together? They don't intermarry? Because they do. I'm saying something new here. Okay. Where can I even connect this quickly? Okay. Yes. Say a big shout out to um Mr. Andrew in the chat. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. If you know you don't support Afriscope TV and you do see people who support Afriscope TV when you meet when they are on chat, just type them hello and thanks for supporting the show. Guys, if somebody supported me and I announced them, please just say thank you because I mean you can see from the banner. Let me just show the banner, right? These are people who supported the show, okay, previously. But when it comes to Mr. Andrew, he always makes sure that the show is continuing. And that is why I think that we shouldn't be so blunt. Okay, let's not be so blunt when we see people support at least my show. If you don't, if you are somebody you made it a choice not to support my show or whatever it is, you have going on when it comes to yourself or with me. When you see people support my show, just say thank you for supporting the show. Because I mean, without them, I wouldn't do any of this. I'm in Africa, and a lot of us here are not employed. And so actually doing this, okay, tend to be mostly difficult. Um, Let me just add this into the screen. Okay. It's not easy. A lot of you will wonder why a lot of Africans are not on YouTube. It's because it's not easy. It's not easy buying data. Data is actually expensive. So, I think we're back again. Can you see it? Okay. Yeah. So that's the DNA. You say your DNA connects you to one community. Communities form when we identify ancestry DNA members whose ancestors probably come from the same place or cultural group. So you can see Afro Haitians, 1730 to 1950, 1750. So this is the time in which our ancestors were taken from Africa. This is purely the periods in which our ancestors were taken off this coast from 17. I'm not sure with the 1950, but I'm pretty much sure that the last ancestor who was enslaved in Haiti might have died in 1950. Yes, I'm quite sure that the last ancestor that was enslaved here in the coast of West Africa to Haiti might have died in 1950, and a lot of them might have the slavery in those regions might have started somewhere in the 1750s because this is it, and connected to regions like Benin, Togo, and Nigeria. Do you see Benin connected to Benin? So it's telling something. Ooh, look at the matches of my mom. Where you matches. Where your matches today, you are genetically related to those other ancestry DNA members. And you can see total DNA match is 1,500. Guys, can you see that? 1,500. I can't believe it. And I opened this, right? A lot of them are not Africans because they don't cater. Ancestry DNA do not, and most of the companies in the West they don't cater to African countries. They don't ship here. So to be able to take this test, you need to have somebody buy it from America Canada, UK, or wherever they are, and bring it here to the continent, or actually mail it to you so that you can mail it back, and it's very expensive. So to really see that my mom is having about 1,500 plus matches, that's plus because that's the limit. 1,500 is the limit that you can have. And a lot of them are not even continentals. But guess what? I see one continental that have a very high match with my mom. I'm thinking that person, and the name is an account name. The name is an account name, but I'm pretty sure that they might be related on my mom's paternal side of the family. But I'm just wondering if this person might be a son of my matern, yes, my maternal grandfather. Maybe he never accepted him as a son. Who knows? Because it was pretty much high. Um, Maybe I should take a look at this. I know I'm not trying to be offensive, guys, but let me just look at that because most of the time, right? We we don't know a lot about ourselves here in Africa as well. I do came across people in this journey, and then a lot of them would disclose to me their ancestors all the way to 1880s, 1850s, especially in the US. But when it comes to us in Africa, right, we are always hitting a brick wall because there is little data, there is little to no data that is kept about our ancestors, and it's very appalling. It's shameful that we do little when it comes to keeping our data. So you can see my mom. That's my mom there. That's my mom. Yeah. Let me say a big welcome to Brian. Let me say a big welcome to Brian. I can see some. Let me just read this more. JMJ is South African don't know their history, but they can read about American history. It's sad, yeah. Our country was saved over 700 years, and you complain about 200 years. Dominica, oh, sorry, it's supposed to be for somebody else, but I'm interested. Let me just do a gossip a bit. It really depends on the African country and also individuals. For example, most people throughout the world know history. I mean, most people in the world don't know their history unless they study such subjects or family passing all that history to their offspring. Yes, so just call me Brian, okay? Welcome, just call me Brian. Um, Guys, I am dry. When I say I'm dry, the pocket is dry. Buying data is expensive. Click on PayPal, donate anything. Not no amount is so long as you can go through, donate, and let's keep the show going on. Let's keep support Afriscope TV. I don't think I need to be saying this over and over again. But whatever is keeping you from donating to my show, I will encourage you to look into yourself and say, no, there is somebody in Africa who is also struggling to make a show. Let me just tip them something a bit. Guys, do something wild, okay? If you haven't donated to my show, break the ice and donate to my show. Dollar tag AfriScope GH. That's the distance. If you are sending your donation, just make sure you leave your YouTube name so that when anytime I'm live or when I receive it, I will notify the show or the panel next time I'm live about your donation or your generous donation. Um, with that much ado, I want to say a big thank you once again to Big Brother Joe, all the way from Texas. Thank you for buying these tests for mom. And we really like this. You've really connected mom to a lot of people. Yesterday I actually helped connect some families together. Some of them are actually from Grenada. Can you imagine? Some families are in Grenada. They contacted us, and then I in the US. So we did a live call or video call on WhatsApp where we talk and and people from the UK, but they actually they migrated from the Grenada, and some of them from Caribbean, especially Jamaica and Haiti, and they are actually in the US and in Haiti. Then we had a like a family meeting together. So it's nice seeing that we are getting to know each other. Like a lot of us will be bypassing ourselves, and we don't know that we still share distant ancestors. Like you might, let me tell you, guys, Black people everywhere, people of African descent globally, whenever you see your fellow Black person, even if it's a drop of 1% in their, it's a drop of 1% of Blackness, please, please, let's treat each other nicely, because a lot of us are unaware that the people you might be sitting on, like on a bus with, most of those people might actually, you might be distant cousins, you might be distant relatives. Yes. So let's learn to love each other. Let's learn to care about each other, because this is real. Like I was, let me tell you, my DNA painted a picture here. There are, even among the Ewe people, we have people we call the Tongu people, we have Evedome people, we have Anglo people. I never knew that I have, and we have Tongu people. The Tongu peoples are people who fish, live around the river, and then we have the people who are, we call them Evedome people, who they live inland, and they are the Ewe people who live inland, and we have the Anglo people. They live around the coast. The Anglo people live around the coast, and then we have the Tongu, the Aveno people. I never knew that. I we do have distant cousins all in those places. Like I never knew that I have distant ancestors among the Tongu people, the Anglo people, the Aveno people. I never knew. So we did the call last time, last night, and then all of these people were like, "Oh, I'm actually in the Volta region. My ancestors are from there, and this person is like this." And I'm like, "Yeah." So we all have ancestors, common ancestors, and today we are living in those places, and we think that we are not related. Like it's shameful that a lot of us think that, oh, because somebody is in a different location, they are different. No, deep inside of us, we have DNAs, or we are carrying DNAs of our ancestors, and we might be having a lot more ancestors that we common ancestors that we don't know, we know little about. So, guys, sorry, jeez, I don't, sorry, I don't, I didn't wish to turn on the camera, guys. Let me just add it to the stream. Welcome, Titin and Greet.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm cool. What about you?
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. I mean, what do your mom DNA says? I mean, what regions did they assign her to and all that stuff?
Oh my
Uh,
God. So you, where have you been? You haven't even seen the test,
no,
the
no,
result.
I just came on really.
Ah, okay. So you can see the regions. Can you see
Hmm.
it now?
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Just point it out. I just want to check it out. Benin. Hold
49% winning Togo,
on.
and Ivory Coast and Ghana 28%, Mali 16%, Nigeria 4%, Northern Africa 3%.
Oh wow, wow. So the Northern Africa probably come from possibility. That's pretty much interesting. Everything is pretty much. I guess it's consistent with
Yeah.
Benin history. It's all connected with with the various different people in Ghana. Same thing with Ghana, Mali, very consistent. Nigeria, very very low. Interesting enough. Probably talking about Western Nigerians like Yorubas maybe. But the Northern Africa, I'm thinking you probably have on your mom's side um, a, a Berber or Fulani or Tuareg ancestor because usually Fulanis do score um, like a higher North African than other groups. So that's a possibility, or you never know, or some other Berber group. That's a possibility. Or it could be back in distant history. I don't. Who knows?
You
But I
know,
think.
the hair
I think.
texture actually explains more. They have that kind of Afro Latina kind of looking hair. Um,
Who was that?
the
Which
people
group?
in Niger and where my in Mali, the tribe in which they are coming, my mom's dad is coming from.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, they have that kind of texture of hair, and I think that's why I think they do have a little bit of those North African DNA. I don't like it when people say all of the North Africans are um they call it the Middle Easterners or like the Arabs or whatever. But whatever it is, you know. And I am actually my mom. There are people who look very white and they don't have African DNA, but it seems they might be having a North African DNA that are connected to my mom or
Hmm.
related to my mom, and it's
Right.
quite surprising. Yeah.
Because you got the Fubes too, who I know live in Ghana as well, and they've been
Hmm.
going back and forth in Ghana for like centuries. That also could be a possibility. Not
Hmm.
saying it is, because it could, because people have been traveling back and forth and trading and stuff like that, um, throughout history, really. And West Africa was not some type of isolate, like, let's say, Australia. Now, Australia, among the indigenous people there, they were an isolated group. But then again,
Yeah.
we
Can
could
I
question.
ask you a question?
Hmm.
Um, which uh, which regions in America or in the Americas do you know your ancestors stayed for long?
My ancestors, particularly,
Yes, yes.
which areas in Americas? It's both South Carolina and I would say in my mom's side, mostly South Carolina. I would say the majority of
Uh,
that. My dad's side is a little bit more complex, um,
mhm.
because I had two ancestors where we have on records who came from Angola, and they were shipped from New York to Delaware, and also Madagascar, female. We got that on record. My cousin got that on record. And that's on my father's maternal side. And a lot of people, the women in my family, carry that Malagasy DNA, even though it's pretty much mixed up and it's pretty much small percentages. In my dad's side, it's my dad paternal side is Texas, and they lived in, I guess, in Houston, and then later on he moved to, I guess, what was El Paso, and he married my father's great grandfather, married somebody who lived in El Paso, from Mexico, to be perfectly honest.
Okay. So, basically, I just wanted to say that you might actually don't be surprised if you go on JetMatch and you do a one-on-one autosomal DNA comparison, or you use the one of their free tools from the free tool section, and you run one on one, or I don't know, with one-on-one or one-to-one
Hmm.
autosomal DNA comparison tool, and you reduce the minimum segments to three, or even if you reduce it to three, and then it couldn't give you any significant match, and then you check have a relative in common. If you have a relative in common, that means you might actually be related to my mom, or we might actually be related. So guys, on the screen right now, you have the jet match kit number of my mom,
Hmm.
ATS 702436 5. So I want you to have access to that, because yesterday I I now use GEDmatch in comparison with all of this to distance, to get access to, like, to know how we are related to people. So I had somebody from the UK called me because we are added to a group, and I was like, "How are we related?" I wanted to know if it's through the mother side or the father side. So now that my mom took the test, and she was like, "I don't know if I'm related to your mom," and I'm like, I don't know myself, but I think you might be. So I went and then I ran a one-on-one comparison, and they are actually distant cousins. They have a small percentage, like about some 9 centimorgan this match. So it is true that we are related on that side of the family, as
Hmm.
it was also added to the group. And I'm like, wait, if you are also related, then let me compare yours to a cousin that I also talked to in the US, two cousins actually, or even three. And then I compared all of them and I said that, oh, all of you are related. Even you guys have a very high match. And then I had to, we made a video call and then we all talk and then they are like, okay, my ancestors were in Grenada. Some said they are in Trinidad and Tobago or something of that nature.
Hmm.
So I'm like, okay. And then the one said, okay, they are from North South Carolina. They basically said they are from Virginia and somewhere Mississippi in the South. And so you see, so all of them don't know that they are related, even not even if it's not in the diaspora, they are related to an African ancestor, whose DNA is connecting all of us together. So you see, and it just gets so surprising.
Hmm. Yeah. Now, one question. It seems like a lot of your mom's relatives are. It seems like what Haiti is like the highest one, or can you give us a breakdown as far as all these different countries that they have her connected to?
Yeah, basically they cannot capture Haiti. They just capture the Haitian community. That they have the Haitian community. But when it comes to, I don't think they reported the Haiti like this.
Your
When it
DNA
comes to you,
community, right? Afro Haitians. I noticed that.
mhm,
Right.
yeah, and Afro Haitians are mostly from Benin, Togo, or the higher percentage of Afro Haitians are Benin, Togo, and Nigeria. And it explains something because I know my forefathers there. I mean, I had this history of one of my ancestor who works on he's having so much powers that he works
Mhm.
on a thread, like a thread that they use to tie their hair. They in
Mhm.
Africa we can have a black thread that they use to make tie their hair, and they make it long like a I don't know how to call it. How to call that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like have you seen some type of African hair that they turn a thread around the hair so it become long like a pin? Yeah.
No, I
So
haven't seen that
basically,
before. Yeah.
sometimes they can also make it into a knot. So let me
Mhm.
say, I don't know whether if I can add that to the stream right now. Let me see if I can. No, no, I'm using my distance, guys. So guys, suppose the show. Let me just put my distance here. I'm actually using uh yeah. So this is the PayPal, guys. Type it and load the enter any amounts. So long as you can go through, is welcome. And also this is AfriscopeGH. That's the cash app. It will definitely reach me. Make sure you leave your YouTube name so that I notify the panel about your generous donation. So guys, support the show. I'm actually using the this in hotspot. So I'm worried if I try to search something right now, it might crash or it might not, you know. So that I can't show that, but I know you guys know what I'm talking about, right? It's basically a typical African hair. That's how our great grandmothers make their hair. It's like they have this thread that they weave it around their hair, and it kind of look artistic. They have different ways of doing it. So there was this ancestor who definitely uh, tie the rope and walk on that rope. So they are so powerful in their voodoo spirituality, right?
Yeah,
That
voodoo spiritual.
they have the powers to even walk on rope or on thread and perform some of the people will call it magic, but perform some of their rituals as well. So basically, learning that Afro Haitians are more connected to Benin, Togo, and Nigeria, I think it's real because my ancestors are voodoo worshippers. So definitely, and I know when it comes to Haiti and the history of voodoo, it is there. it is there. And I quite know they use the voodoo to even fight against colonialism, or if it's sorry, to fight against the institution of slavery, and to also win their right, even though we know what happened. What happened subsequently wasn't favorable to them. But at the end of the day, Haitians that um like, even when you look at a typical Haitian, you will know that they are more African. They are very, very, very I mean, let's just say African, they are Africans, because a lot of them don't have even European. You might definitely come across Haitians that do not have European DNA. Yeah. So yeah, let's
You'll find that
keep
also in parts of the
the
United States.
conversation going, Brian.
No, I just want to say you will find that also parts of the United States with some people who don't have no foreign DNA. I'm gonna say no European DNA. You find that among different peoples. It's not. It's kind of like weird. And it's hard for some people to believe, or certain Africans to believe. Not one size fit all for Black Americans. You might have some Black Americans who might have more European DNA than African. You might run into those people who live in like parts of Virginia and also Louisiana who might have everything, like 60% European and 30% African, or 10% Native American, or what have you. And then you have some Africans who might be, African Americans who might be 100% African, or 90% or 80%. So it's a wide variance among individuals. And like I said, you could find African Americans who have zero European DNA.
Yeah. So that's the DNA. You can copy it down. When you upload your DNA on JetMatch, you can try, but make sure you reduce the minimum segment to 3. Or you can type in 3 when they say the minimum segment. Because if you don't reduce it, it's not gonna capture the relatives. We are 12 and 8 generations. I do come across 5 generations, 6 generations, 7 generational cousins, but at the end of the day, it's mostly between nowadays fourth and 8 generations. So that's why you need to reduce the segment to 3, or even lesser, to find out significant match, which will tell you that you might be connected to somebody here in Ghana, or you might be connected. And some of you who are interested in visiting Africa, you would like to have somebody who knows you, like, and DNA actually presents this. A lot of people taking this DNA test actually have a bit of a knowledge about themselves and about you. So before even taking a test, so imagine if you reach out to them, they might not be weird, they might not act out and be like, "I don't know you. I'm a American. I don't." You wouldn't come across that. So in Africa, if you want to visit a country and you see your Nigerian cousin or whatever, most of them might be very educated, and they might even be of a that they might not be those brutal ones. They really might want to have a connection with you. So it is easy to reach out to them, so that when you visit, you might actually explore your roots more in Africa. So that's basically one of the things I would like to share with you guys. Don't be timid, Africans. I know when it comes to this stream, a lot of people have a hijack YouTube, and they use it to promote um negativity when it comes to us. They say things like we cannot be together, or they'd like to prove to us that we cannot work together, we cannot live together, we've never been together, and all of that is just a way. I think they've just mastered the art of separating us together, or making us hate each other more, or not wanting to work it with each other. So at the end of the day, right, I believe that if the people we are getting to know that we are all related, we will. I mean, all the prejudices that we have towards each other will not exist, or will cease to exist. So that is why I'm encouraging you to guys do your research. Search. Okay, the people you are currently related to will give you a clear picture of where your ancestors are coming from. Because even here in Africa, our ancestors were migrating from places to places. So when you are seeing a map and they are telling you 80% Nigerian, it might be coming from your mom's side, your dad's side, your side. You don't know which side. And if you are seeing a higher percentage in a country, it doesn't mean that all your cousins or your recent families in Africa are in those regions. So if you have direct connection with the people, and you are seeing that you are having about 20% Centimorgan Morgan or 11% Centimorgan Morgan, 9%, 3% Centimorgan Morgan match with a specific person in the database who is in Ghana or is in Nigeria, in Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Mali, wherever, meaning you guys are related. You can easily reach out to them when they are available or when they are distant. They would like to have communications with you. They would love to have you around. So do
or the
your due
Congo,
diligence.
or the Congo of Angola. Don't forget about that region now.
I can mention everywhere. I
Yeah,
just
but
can mention.
I mean, I'm saying that's a huge amount of people come from there. I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
It's true.
So mhm, basically, this is the DNA story of my mom, and I really love you guys. Has anybody donated to the show, guys? Did
You still don't have whatchamacallit Cash App? Oh, you do. You do got Cash App.
do I have a
No, you got the Cash App.
generous donor or support? Hello,
Mm. Afroscope, you still there?
hello, Brian. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
here.
can you?
Can you hear
You
me?
get you come. You still going on off? Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah,
Oh, okay, okay. You said you donated to Cash App, right?
Cash App. Yeah, Cash App. You going on and off? Afroscope. Who's on here today?
Check.
Afroscope has left the room.
Left the room. It's just that I wanted to check something or check on something.
Hmm.
Did you put it here? And thank you so much if you did. Guys, if you supported the show, let me know. GH. Um, um,
Can you Afroscope? All right.
Hello, I'm
You
here.
guys, you guys need that Kenyan internet in Ghana.
Oh,
You heard me?
I can get it. Is I need money.
You need
You
that
need
Kenyan
to
internet.
get the
You need that
things
Kenyan internet.
like the stream. Maybe that will help.
Right.
Um,
Right. That Kenyan internet would have been helpful if you guys had that
yeah,
there in Ghana.
yeah, I'm actually using my hotspot, the hotspot of my mobile, and the network is actually 3G. So
Hmm.
think about 3G and
I think Kenya's already almost in 5G now, man.
yeah.
You need that Kenyan internet.
Um, there is just that you need the tools to do that. You to be able to do, like, you need the MiFi, the router, or the
Yeah.
router, and those to connect to the high. And I don't have that. The one I have tends to be working sometimes. One that was bought from the even it works sometimes it doesn't work that great. And
Right.
yeah.
Because East Africa is winning right now. They're winning,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, people in Accra also have a little bit of like let's say a better internet than here.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it
Now,
just
how's
some.
electricity in your area? I'm just curious.
Oh, then electricity is always nowadays like we don't have that frequent lights out that we like. We usually have some time back ago. You know, the light is always in.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. I mean, they make some improvements in that in Ghana.
No, whoever tells you that is totally bad. It's not Ghana is not totally bad like that when it comes to that the
I mean,
utility.
because
Some
because your brother from Brazil always have everything say bad about Ghana. He has nothing
uh,
positive to say, huh?
I wouldn't say much. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody with their real what they believe about their environment. You know, I don't know. Maybe I believe in the US or
Hmm.
who knows New Zealand, Canada, UK, whatever it is, and then I'll compare their system to ours, and I'll be like,
No, he lived in Brazil. You know who I'm talking about. Your brother who lived in Brazil always has something to say bad about Ghana.
I know you're trying to talk about Van Raba, but it's not always something bad. I don't think he says things, but he just talks about his experiences and how bad he
Right.
dealt
What I'm
with.
saying is he should not equate his experiences to everybody's experiences in Ghana. I mean, or even poor people in Ghana as well. I mean, everyone has a different perception of their own lives, and um, he cannot say collectively this is what the typical life experience in Ghana, because there's many different experiences in Ghana. You
Mm-hmm.
have one experience, he has another experience, another person might have another experience. Let's say each of them were poor, but they might have different experiences, both positive and negative in Ghana. Um, it is what it is. And you have people on this platform always bashing the countries that they come from.
Yeah. So anyways, when it comes to this and I know I do came across brothers that are doing so well in the diaspora. And a
Hmm.
lot of them actually confess to me that if anybody tells you America is bad, tell that person is that they are a witch, they are an enemy of progress because they came to the US from they came jobless. They haven't even worked in Africa before. They came and now they are working. They can make money. They are living very comfortably, even though there are bills they pay. I mean, where in the world can you live for free? So
You don't live nowhere for free in this planet.
yes, even in
Uh-huh.
African typical village that they don't have access to money, they do work. Like I go to the village, my great grandmother's villages, and I see people working. They farm, they farm their maize, their tomatoes, their whatever and what have you they need, and they sell portion to buy their proteins and to buy other
Mhm.
things that they can buy or pay for some of the bills before so I mean, so long wherever you are in the world, it's just that let me tell you something, Brian. I know that there are people, a lot of brothers here, like even including me, right? The work that we do here in Africa, like the labor, I don't know, mechanized labor. Let me just say, call it that way. Like we don't use machines, uh, we don't have those aid, like those technologies to aid us in our work, right? When people like that who are like are digging like trenches and you know draining holes with pickaxes and what have you, when these people get access to a place where now they are using an advanced machine, they don't have to use their pressure and use their energy. I mean, whatever they will just it feels to them like honestly, those brothers, it feels to them
I don't. To be
they
honest with you, I don't see those brothers from Ghana. I'm talking about specifically in the United States. They usually don't do those type of jobs. What I'm talking about is labor jobs. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. The majority of the immigrants who do labor jobs in the United States, when it comes down to I mean, parts of the United States, because you still have both white Americans and Black Americans who do those jobs, particularly in the South. That's just facts. You could go in the South and you could see that. But I'm talking about from a California point of view, it's usually people from Central America or Central America and South
Yeah,
America. I rarely see a Canadian. I mean, because we do have jobs where you're talking about people are digging up the trenches and stuff like that. You find that everywhere, and they still do both machinery aspect of it and also using tools what you might be associating in Ghana. So don't sleep. People still
but
do
our
those
own
type
is
of.
totally hard because you can see one person digging a bigger trench
You can
for
see
just
what I'm saying is you could see that here in the United States as well. I mean, I see it all the time when they do certain constructions in streets, especially when you come down to real estate. I'm in this industry and I see all types of stuff.
okay,
Holiday
okay.
people build.
I would not stress so much on that, but I just wanted to say this that the like there are people like anyways. We just have to know that even in the US right now, let me just say the immigration policies and laws are not very easy on Africans or towards Africans. Um, imagine,
I won't
yeah,
say towards Africa. It's not easy towards black and basically, let me just be perfectly honest, and brown people really.
yes,
Um, or people from Central America. The only reason why Central Americans have it so easy in that respect is because we have the border.
hmm,
And if you looked at Trump campaign, I hate to say it, a lot of percentage of supposedly the dominant population wanted to have a wall in that border to keep the third world or the developing world out and just allow certain. I mean, they will allow Africans in if you have a particular skill set that is needed in the United States. That's why you might see plenty of Nigerian doctors and nurses, or some East African who I met in my mother hospital, nurses and stuff like that, because those are the jobs that are needed, and plus they have to get here by plane. The labor jobs or the hard labor jobs, most Americans won't do. So that usually, in regards to the people who are coming from the south of the border, some of them here illegally, they usually do those jobs. You'll find them working as maids. You find them working as in labor and agricultural, farms. Especially in Northern California. You find them working even in various different food establishments that's not their ethnicities, whether it be Burger King, McDonald's, Chinese restaurants, even some African American restaurants. You see some of them working as like little cooks or dishwashers and stuff like that. In other words, they do the labor jobs what nobody want to do.
yeah. Do you know that I once applied for a dishwasher position,
What position?
a dishwasher?
Oh, where at? From somewhere in the United States?
I wasn't finding that in the US, so I applied in I applied in Canada, and they said that
Okay.
um and they were like, oh, we can't. It's gonna be difficult to bring you down here because of the immigration laws and
Mhm.
this. And so yeah, they can't bring me. That's what they said. So
I mean,
basically, like,
have you tried a place like Australia or New Zealand?
oh, back then, yeah,
No, I'm
I
just
back
saying.
then,
Mhm.
no, back then I was, yes, I was looking for everywhere, like New Zealand, Australia. But when it comes to those places, the jobs that I was looking for is they said the fruit picking back. Yeah, I think it's fruit picking.
Mhm.
Yeah, jobs and the old farm hand jobs, and then all of them like there were these agents in the country who help you to secure those jobs, and you have to pay them some amount of money. They call them connection man, and for them to give you that contract. So I called this person and we're like, okay, there is a job here. You work in a a wine factory or winery, and they're gonna be paying you this money. It's a contract job for this. You get this amount of visa. Back then, I think they asked for 50 million. which will be in today's term 5,000 CDs.
Hmm.
And I was like, damn, these are the monies I'm looking for to continue my life here, to go to school, to do something. And this is the same money you are asking me how. How can I afford it? So I basically, yeah, that is it. So I went online. I started applying to those companies, but I've never had a response from any of them. I called some, though. I called some of them, and then
Hmm.
they would say things like, currently we are not employing people from Africa directly. If you are here, let us know.
Mm. Wow.
Yeah.
And that was
So
in what country? That was in Canada, you said, right?
those were in even in Australia,
In what
Canada.
country? That
Yeah.
was in Canada, you said. Say what?
What?
Or what'd you say? You said it was in Canada mostly, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. I mean, Canada, Canada's a different country altogether, but I don't know about the immigration policy there.
Mhm.
'Cause I know they got probably, I mean, I would say Canada probably have more of a recognizable Canadian population than the United States in that respect. Um,
Yeah.
I could assume with that. I mean, I rarely run into a person from, I mean, maybe because I'm living in California. Um,
Yeah.
really from a Canadian, Nigerians here and there, Ethiopians, Eritrean, they're a dime a dozen these days.
They don't
And
want us to go.
interesting enough, I run into more Ugandans than I do Canadians. It's kind of crazy, and
Oh,
people in Senegal once in a while.
yeah. Yeah. Welcome, Kidola.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Welcome.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, welcome.
My brother, your DNA. How do you do it? You do it in Ghana?
Yes. Rather, let me just say, yeah, a relative, distant cousin came from the US and then bought it. So, and I know I let my mom took it. That's my mom's DNA results anyway.
I mean, one question: what did your mom say when she seen her DNA results?
She was surprised because she hasn't been to Mali and Niger. She has been making plans to visit that, like the father's home, the country or country, and visit the families there. But it takes all traveling takes money. It takes now that we are having this financial situation all around. I'm
Hmm.
still planning though. So she was kind of like very surprised, and to even find out that there's some of the people I connected to on 23 and Me, and I encouraged them to upload their DNA on JetMatch. Some of them actually came through her, like they relate through her, like the mom side of the family, or let me just say my mom's side of the family, and it's quite wonderful. Yeah.
What tribe your mother from?
Over here I would say ever people, and also I don't know the one in Niger, in Niger. I don't know exactly, but they I don't know specifically. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
You have to understand, uh, West Africa's people, they're all very close, you understand? So they can easily travel from one side to the other side, and sure, West Africa DNA will surely mismatch across each other because yeah, if you check West Africa, they are all kind of like related anyway. Even when they fight together, they have this kind of communal type of exchange of marriages, and all those things can make the DNA spread. And people in West Africa, I think, have been living there for the past, I don't know, thousands of years now. So sure, all these things we interact with each other. Ghana, Nigeria, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Gabon, Senegal, all those people, we're all very, very close. So what happened during the Atlantic slave trade is the same kind of people. That's why I always said this Atlantic slave trade affect every household in West Africa. It's not just the special people they took. They were never special people they took. They took all kind of people. So it affects close by, far by, and inside house. Even the kings even lose their children also. You understand? So these are what you see. Some family we we still have the the trauma. Some of them just say, what happened, let me move on with it. So when you start taking this test, you start seeing that your DNA it travel as far to South America. The Africans there is went back to Haiti and so Caribbeans, the United States. So that's why I always say, if when you say Africa sold, Africa sold us, you have to ask who sold who really, because this thing happened to everybody. You understand? This thing happened to everybody. The one that carried out this crime and the one that didn't even carry out this crime. You understand me? So it's everywhere. People were just doing what you know evil thing at that time. So it affects every house. It affects cousins. It affects brothers. It affects sisters. It affects everybody. So through this DNA, you can easily see the whole thing. But it's surprising that with this DNA, some people, especially the ones in the United States, will still be claiming aborigine. You understand me? I think the
Mhm.
other ones know where they really where they're coming from. Or the blacks in Peru will tell you, I'm from Africa. The blacks in Guyana will tell you, I'm descendants from Africa. They will celebrate Ghana Day there. You understand? Haiti is one of the most closest to us in terms of cultural, in terms of everything. You understand? So, but the ones in the United States, for some reason, I don't know why they deny who they are, or they just
No,
want
I
to
don't.
claim.
As an American, I
Mm.
don't think we deny who we are. I mean, the thing is this. I mean, you have the internet, and then you have real life. I mean, I'm not going to deny that there's people who might claim to have, let's say, a native. I mean, because you have some people who are Black Americans. And it's usually to hide the fact that they might have, let's say, white DNA. Most cases, they might say, "Oh, my parents were not white. I mean, my great parents was white. They were Native American." I mean, you hear that, but they don't claim entirely as far as being indigenous and American. That whole indigenous and American, to be perfectly honest with you, is an internet phenomenon. To be perfectly honest with you, I mean, but then again, you see it. I do see it filtered in real life among younger people. I'm not going to deny that either. But the vast majority of people know that their ancestors came from Africa, whether African American is predominantly African or if an African American who is admixed. What I mean admixed is they might be genetically mixed race. I mean, you do have some African Americans who are 50% this, 50% that, but they don't know they have that, European heritage. It's just multiracial people who pretty much married with each other for many generations. And some of those people too. I met one African American female from New Orleans. She was like almost a little bit of everything. She was like 40% African, 30% European, and also 30% Native American.
You know why? Because you are very educated, so you will not. You see, what I noticed, the educated Black Americans have one kind of set of mindset. Then you have the ones that are wobbles, the ones that they smoke a lot of weed a lot. They're always very high. Sometimes I
You ain't
wonder
lying.
if they ever have I wonder if they ever have a job. But if you see some of them in the video, you think, whoa, okay, they all look very high with kind of funny beards. They just claim so dealing with you as a Black American are different type because you're very you're very educated. So it's more easier for people like us in Africa, yeah, to have communication with two people than those ones that see something, another spirit. You understand? Yes, because of 500 years in a place with other type
Yeah.
of race, is bound to be mixed race there. You understand?
Right.
You can, yeah, it's bound. That is like, it's normal. It's 100% going to happen. You understand? Compared to other places whereby that they really didn't want to mix with the black people at all. You understand? With some of the still keep their, let me say 80%, let me say 90% of their Africanness in them. It doesn't really mean even in Africa here we have mysteries also. You understand me?
Right, right. I
Whether,
mean, we do have some African Americans who are 100%. You find that in places like in parts of South Carolina. I mean, all over the part of the United
not
States.
not not North Carolina, South Carolina. I think
Yeah,
you can really see them because through their
I mean,
skin color.
mainly along the coastal people. And then you see people more inland. They're a little bit more different in Georgia, and then Virginia is a different case altogether.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying that it's
Yeah.
not, it doesn't matter. Miss, even due to the fastness of the airline now, that you can
Hmm.
just press buy a ticket. You're in Africa within a few hours.
Right.
You
Right.
can really have a relationship now in Africa with the foreign people, or so it doesn't really. Africa is not just pure. Uh, it's still high level of still the pure, but
Yeah.
interaction start coming out with other race. You understand? So curiosity make us sometime look. Having the other side of the race is all about curiosity. Human beings, we are very curious. You understand? Through that curiosity, you want to know the other person. That's why I say
Hmm.
love actually don't have color. You understand?
Right.
Really.
And then
So
let me get back to your one subject in regards to educated African Americans. I'm gonna say this, and I encounter educated African Americans who are stupid. Not all educated African Americans are smart. They might be smart in paper and how the way they speak, but they might say some stupid things. Case point, I remember talking to an African American years ago. He used to go to the same gym, and unfortunately, he's LGBT person too, but that's just beside the point. But he used to always say a lot of negative things about Africa. Every time I used to see him in the everything that was negative in African news, he would just bring it up, and it was to a point where talking with the person in the gym, it became sickening to me.
What's
And
this person?
huh? It became sickening to me, and I did not want to deal with this person again.
A YouTuber? Is he a
Even though,
YouTuber?
no, he's not a YouTuber. This is like years ago, before YouTube.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Right, because like I'm saying, it's not every
Yeah,
educated
I do see
person
that
is.
element.
Hmm. Oh,
Yeah, I
what'd you
do
say,
see that
AfriScope?
element online where people. I I said I do see such the elements like I do see that element of would I call it bluntness towards Africans or being rude towards Africans or being so disrespectful towards Africans. I do see that a lot, right? Especially in some of our communities where people only see themselves like let's pick fight. It's like they are there to pick fight. They are not there to have good communication or to just have a, you know, you have that good vibe. Like, oh, let me, what do these people have together? Like, what do we have together? Like, what can we do? It's not like that. It's like, how can we pick a fight with these people? How can we prove them that we are ahead of them, that we are stronger than them, that we are bigger than them? And I'm like, who does that?
Right. Now, with those educated ones who are idiots, I think they're the most dangerous ones, because their words, they use intellectual words, and how the way they speak instead of the weed head is more convincing in comparison to the weed heads. And those are
And
the
they have
ones.
a lot of following.
Say what?
They have a lot of following.
No, no, that's not about following. I'm talking about people in general. They might be in the college setting. They just in blackface, but coons. Um, I mean, I'm not saying there's many of them, but I have encountered people like that, where I keep them basically an arm's length. Like I said, most of my experiences with Africans in the United States has always been good. Just for a few, jackasses here and there. But, I like saying most of my issues I have was my own group. And, probably because I'm familiar with this group. And it is what it is. It's the law of percentages and stuff like that. I have a lot of debates with certain people, or there's certain groups I just do not debate, like Hebrew Israelites and stuff like that, because it's just a waste of my time. Or people who have that thinking as far as being indigenous. Most people in general don't pay no time. But interesting enough, people who are not so educated in the countryside, especially old timers, they're very embracing of Africans, to be honest with you. That the ones who I met in the Carolinas, who might have farms, who lived in, in conditions that we might consider third world. Very, very humble people. And I think they I think Africans could really talk with them and get a really good perspective from people like that, especially people who are like in their 70s and 80s and who might live in farms or in the outskirts and in the countryside in the United States in particular.
Yeah, that is true because you see, even we Africans, let me just tell you the truth because I think even those men, those 80s, 70s you're talking about, they might even know much about they're from Africa that even we actually knows anything like this happened. Because I have to tell you the truth, till I was 7, I don't know anything about Black America. And I got to know something about Black America that come in between um, uh, it's our 80s. It's our 80s. It's our 80s. And it was through all this comedy uh, uh, um, uh, movies like Good Time,
Yeah, that was good. I love that
like
show.
yeah, like Because Be,
Yeah.
and we're kind of like fascinated, with these people. Like who are they? If you somebody had told me, oh, they're just blacks also who blacks in the United States, but does a connection with Africa also. Oh, okay, that real. But slowly, when you start seeing their nuances, the way they talk, right? Even when they speak different language, and the way they try to portray project discipline in the family, right? You start seeing similar something with what we have in Africa. So that's actually make us a little bit curious. But you have to understand during that period also, we start seeing the atrocity also in South Africa.
Yeah,
You know,
we all did. We
uh-huh.
all did. Yeah.
Okay, so we Africa generally, our elite know more about South Africa one because that was very correct. But we, because we don't have access to TV, we don't really read newspaper apart from well-educated people who read newspaper like teachers, people that work in banks and all. So they know much about South African news. But inside 80s, late 80s, then TV started become household. Everybody started having these things like it's normal, nothing, you don't need to go to somebody else to watch TV. They will start seeing the shooting really in South Africa. So we were trying to digest this South African problem more inside that continent. It's still very far. Then we start seeing movies about slavery, like Kunta type of movies that somehow even you're not there or it doesn't affect you, but you have some certain things that will bite your intestine. But you started seeing the way they use irons to touch a fellow person that look like you in the skin. That start naming, I'm not, I'm Kunta Kunti. Say you're Toby. Say no, I'm Kunta Kunti. So we start seeing these things. But you have to understand that because the memory, we didn't wrap these things in our head. So it didn't really kind of like it stays, but it's not really there. You understand? Because you have to deal with other situations in Africa around your community, around your environment. So we didn't really wrap it in us like, okay, well, but when somebody talk about it, we just say, yeah, it's very bad what they did and everything. Then you become more aware everywhere, like in the universities, because then you start having access to books, you start having access to different things. You have to understand. My father studied in the United States. He studied in Florida AM, Agricultural and
Oh
Machinery
wow.
University. You know, so he was being sponsored by the Nigerian government. He was also a sportman, you understand? He was running 1,500 meters and 800 meters. So he was more like, okay, when he came back, he didn't talk about racism and all this thing because, he came with picture of Kevin Smith and Edu Moses, you understand me? These are like friends that he was hanging around with. He was living large at that time, because he was sponsored by the Nigerian government. He was also winning race, making some money. So he was driving a very huge Cadillac, having his own house with swimming pool and everything. So he didn't come and talk about racism and everything because I don't think he really want to go towards that or he was more talking about his professors and all these people. But what I like about United States when he came back home, he was having like afro. He was wearing a suit that have a patch in the elbow. You understand me? You can wear like
Right.
a velvet suit, but you have some patches in the elbow, long, very long boots. Then that just saw. It just they're cool over there, but it didn't really talk about what really happened there and what didn't really happen there. I don't because it didn't really communicate so much with normal, real kind of really black Americans, but because of his scholarship and everything. So I think he was more dealing with the white Americans a lot than the black
Now,
Americans.
if he went to you said he went to Florida ATM.
Yeah, yeah, he went to Florida he went to Florida AM. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Agriculture and
that's a
Machine like
historically
that.
black college. So he's been dealing with
Yeah,
black.
yeah, I think yeah. So that was historical black. He was said
I
he
mean,
did
because
some.
what year did he go there? I'm just curious because it's
He was
time
there. He
period.
was there some. He was there 74. I think he was one of the alma maters in when they
Oh,
first established that
74.
university at that time. Yeah,
Oh, that was probably like the good times. After the civil rights struggle and people were just doing their thing, young people, and having
yeah,
probably
yeah,
having a good time.
yeah. He was there. So he started the school there 74.
Oh wow, wow.
He have good time over there than he did. I even studied. I studied what he studied because when he came with these big books, so I was reading the books that he brought
Hmm.
from the United States. You
Right.
understand? Even before I went to university, so I was so having interest what he studied. So I even
Hmm.
studied what he studied in the university called health sciences. You understand? You know.
Right.
So as I seen pictures, then he didn't really talk about where these people from, but he just said, "Oh, if I know this guy, I said who? He said this is called Kevin Smith, 100 meters champion, world record holder. You understand?
Hmm.
So during
Hmm.
his time, Carl Lewis, when he quits, running, that's when
Hmm.
Carl Lewis started coming in. You understand? You understand?
Right.
So he
Right.
didn't. He just know about Carl Lewis in the high school, but he was more dealing with Edu Moses, Kevin Smith,
Hmm.
and all these other African runners at that time. You understand?
Right.
So
Right.
he just talked about if I know this guy, he's 100 meters champion. His name is called Kevin Smith. So he have his picture where they took picture together. They said, "Do I say? Do you know this guy?" I said, "No." So this guy, Moses, hurdles, 400 meters, world record holder. You understand? So kind of like scoping, a little bit, but still in my university days, I don't see Black Americans really like that. It's not like apart from the Nigerians that go over there, they come back. So
Hmm.
that was how it is, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as far as Nigerians and other groups coming here, I mean, I don't see. I mean, in comparison, I hate to say to South Africa, Black Americans don't have smoke with Nigerians like that. You know what I mean? It's or any other African groups like that. And I don't know what's going. Sometimes I think online in real life is like total different universes. For some weird reason. Yes, I don't know what's going on in places like Texas or what have you. I don't live in Texas, but as an only African group I ever had the most problems with, and those were the cab drivers, was mainly from Senegal. Um, Semigambian people back in the day. But other African peoples, Nigerians, Canadians, and stuff like that, I never had that type of issue. It's what goes on in the United States will hardly, what goes on in South Africa would never really takes place among the Black community here. I mean, for us, it wouldn't make sense. But, the South African and xenophobic issue is a totally different thing. Yeah, totally different thing.
My
I
uncle,
mean,
my uncle, my
yeah,
uncle married to a Black American lady. You can tell
yeah. I
you
mean,
she's very
I
light
even have,
skinned.
I even have an aunt who's married to a Nigerian man. So it's I don't get it, and I get
Yeah,
along
but
with my aunt's husband than I do with my aunt.
oh, yeah, let me be honest, bro. When my uncle, I'm talking about my father's junior brother now. You understand me?
uh, yeah.
Who's a medical doctor? He's still in Texas, you know. So when he
Hmm.
came with his wife, I was like, okay, that was the 1990, 1991, I was like very curious, very, very curious about to know her and everything. Because see,
Hmm.
we live we live in we live in a very big compound. It's my grandfather was still alive, and it's a very huge house. Then my father have his own house, big house, a building inside that place. Then my grandfather have his own house. So it's a very huge compound, very huge. So so my uncle was staying with in my dad's side. So we could just when they wake up, I could see them in the living room and we talk. So when she was sitting down alone, I went to meet her, say hi, say, we were just talking. So she told me if I know anything about United States. I said no. They said, oh, there are people who just look like you. I'm like, really? Say yeah. So she was the one trying to explain things about United States to me a lot.
Hmm.
She was trying to explain to me that Black Americans are from Africa, but you can call her a mulatto because she was very light. You understand?
Hmm.
There's Black Americans, so there's some who just look like me, who look like your grandfather, and everything. So I was like, okay, nice. Then she told me that I told her about in my village how we do things. She liked the way that we could use a knife to pick cassava. You understand?
Right.
And she was looking at it first. So she came to join us. We teach her to use the knife to pick the cassava. Then from nowhere, we told her if you want to see the market, but she don't have to. She have to close her mouth, not let my uncle to know that we're going to take her to the market because that can cause a problem. Uncle said, no, too busy there. Then she get ready. Then we took her to the market. Then she see the real huge market, just like a crab market.
Right.
Then we came back home and everything. So she's nice. She gave us
Yeah.
beautiful children. You understand? So
Right.
no problem with that, because see, that is what I'm just trying to tell you. She's part of my family. Her
Right.
children is part of my family. So that's why I start saying that that's how Africa keep peace by
Right.
intermarrying with each other. You
Right.
understand?
Do she live
That's
in
how we keep
Nigeria, or
peace.
she live in? Do they live in Nigeria, or they live in the States?
They still live in Singapore. Even their children have their own personal houses, not in Nigeria.
Oh
My
wow,
uncle has
that's
his own
great.
personal. Yeah. My uncle and his wife have their house, very big
Hmm.
house. So the children have their own personal houses. Now the boys inside have their personal house because my grandfather have a very huge land. So
Hmm.
every uh, I have my own. I built my own house. That so we share. They share it to the boys in the family. You understand?
Hmm.
So we bear the same last name. You understand? So we're not too far from each other because the land is big.
Okay.
So I can
Okay.
walk maybe 2-3 minutes to the other. We just talk and everything. So the
Hmm.
children, they all grown up. They all married. One married to an African, but one married to Black American. But they have their
Right.
personal houses in Africa. So that's just how
Right.
we live there.
Yeah. I would say the only thing good about coming to the United States, any African who come to the United States, I know there's a lot of Africans that are doing it, and all is to make money. After you
Yeah.
make your money, people just go and bounce. Even white Americans are moving, and they're going to places like where they could, since the American dollar is a lot higher, like Mexico. A lot of them go to Mexico. At one time, it used to be Costa Rica, and now it's Panama and Portugal. So people make their money, And I'm thinking about doing the same thing as well, and probably just moving out.
You look for where happiness is how you create it. You
Exactly.
understand?
Exactly.
So you don't have to be you I don't know if you can find your happiness by marrying a very peaceful wife. You understand that you and her, you people have the same goals, the same mindset. You
Right.
understand? So happiness can also
Brian,
be there.
I checked the, I checked the account. Are you sure I mean, did you say you said you donated to the cash app?
No, I haven't donated to Cash App yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Oh,
Not yet.
I was checking. I'm like, oh no, nothing appeared.
Afriscope is scraping for money. I ain't mad at
Yeah,
him.
he like money a lot.
No,
Yeah, he
no,
sure
I
does.
heard you say the network was bad, so that was why.
Mm-hmm.
So that just the way
Yeah.
we even from before this easy transport. The
Mm-hmm.
first time I met a Ghanaian was when I was in the university. Really, the first time I met a Ghanaian, I was in the university. Do you know how old I was then? I was just 19.
Wow.
I was just 19 when the guy came. Like, oh, we're just talking. So, I'm from Ghana. Like, whoa. So I was very curious. We sit together. I asked him about how Ghana look like, and because we talk about Ghana, I only know something about JJ Rollins. You understand?
Yeah, JJ
We
Rollins.
talk
Yeah.
about we talk about. I said, man, I said your brother to JJ Rollins. He was laughing. This is not my brother, but he was the head of state there. So I tried to know something about Ghana through him. Like how's Ghana look like and everything. But we eat the same food, fufu. You
Right.
know,
Right.
we eat the same fufu. So I was like trying to know what are they eating that is different from us. There's
Mm-hmm.
no different, no different, no different at all. We just eat the
Now,
same.
yeah. Now, do you plan on traveling to other African countries in the future?
Uh my wife like that, but me, me not really. But I would have loved to know.
Really?
Uh, yeah, but I would have loved to know Ghana. You
Uh huh.
know,
I mean, you
I would
don't
have
want to
loved to know
travel to
Ghana.
places like
No,
Tanzania.
I've been to, no, I've been, I've been to Europe countries and United States and all those places.
Uh huh.
But I would have loved to know Ghana because let's say Ghana in YouTube. You know,
Right. Right.
most of,
I mean,
I would have loved to.
you don't want to travel to places like Kenya and Tanzania and those
No, no,
places.
no, 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 not East Africa, but just West Africa. Just
Really?
West
Why
Africa.
not East Africa too?
I'm
I mean,
more
it's good to
inclined.
learn. It's good to learn.
Yeah, it's good to learn, but at this moment, my mind is more so curious about knowing those ones that are very close to me. You understand?
I got you. I
Because
got you. That's understandable.
because I met a Senegalese when I was in university too, during the university or basketball games. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? Because they came to play us. So when
Right.
they came to train, and they were far darker than what I was, I like, whoa. So we shake. You can see that Africans are not to travel like that. Even the Senegalese that live not too far from me here. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So I was like, whoa, Senegal, man. I could see. So I was looking at them, more curious. Okay, they have dark skin that most Nigerians, to tell Nigerians also they have dark skin too. But you can see the difference. So I was like, okay, check it the way they jump, talking to
Mm-hmm.
them, shaking hand, and try to know much about them than even the real basketball. Just because
Right.
we have
Right.
to play them, I was really there to study the way they jump. Because they're not too tall, but they have good jumps. You understand?
Right.
So we have to know how we have to go after them. If we meet them in the tournament, we have to jump more better than them. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, these guys will be on the air, shooting on us. So those are the things. That's the first time I met a Senegalese guy and everything. So we Africans really, even West Africa, now that the easy transport is there by road, by air, and everything, that's where the communication become even more, far more closer than ever before. Than ever
Right.
before. Yeah, you could if you check YouTube, you'll be surprised a lot of Black American women going to Africa to marry or to be with their boyfriends over there. You see the
Right,
communication
right, right.
there is become more tighter and tighter. And I bet you
Hmm.
Nigerians in Nigeria, yeah, oh man, they love Black Americans a lot. You know, they love them a lot, a lot.
Yeah,
You know,
actually, a cousin, a DNA relative of mine, is married to
yeah,
a Jamaican. They have a restaurant in somewhere in Houston, and an African kind of restaurant, like in Houston. I was quite surprised, but the fact is that the men are not doing well. Like the Nigerian men, they are not teaching. The name that I don't think they even give.
What's wrong with your link, Afroscope?
He even gave the children of language
I think something's wrong with his link.
about what?
Afroscope,
Can you hear me?
you going in and out. Rwandese is like saying your internet, Afroscope.
My, the link.
His internet's going in and out.
yeah, it's internet. It's internet is that's some problem we face here in Africa because the internet can be
Yeah,
a
I
little
think
bit
it's I think it's
pain to
because of the
come.
area. Yeah, I think it's the area he live in though.
Yeah,
He
yeah. Because if you live like if you live closer to the city center or so kind of like posh neighborhood, the internet
mhm,
will be better. Because
right.
there they kind of like focus the everything from the Wi-Fi and everything. But if you live further away from the city, sometimes the internet can be a little bit fainty. Sometimes it can be very good, depending on the wind. You
Yeah,
know, And
it's like that in the isolated parts of the United States too. I'm not gonna lie about that. If you go to places like where it's like mountainous and all that, the internet is really, really bad, and you're like, hold up, why is the internet so bad here? Especially parts of, I would say, I was taking a train one day on the Amtrak, going towards Eugene, to Oregon to Klamath Falls, and in the Cascade Mountains, you're not gonna get no type of communication at all. Everything's gonna
wow,
drop. You know,
wow,
you'll find that also in parts of, and I also took the train in Arizona and mostly New Mexico. It's when you leave, because we went to Santa Fe from Lamy, New Mexico to Raton, Mexico. The internet was pretty much dropping everywhere. So it really depends. That's why that whole Elon Musk. I don't know if you heard about Elon Musk and his Starlink program.
yeah,
He want to get to areas that it's hard to get internet access. Um, where you might be like somewhere in an isolated, like area, and you don't have the access. I mean, you could be driving to certain places in the United States, and it's totally no type of cell service and no type of internet service. And hopefully, that Starlink program, what Elon Musk is trying to do, or SpaceX, will kind of counteract, those isolated areas, and they will be able to have at least mobile access and also internet access.
that is good. That's a very good investment.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah. Because I know T-Mobile joined them just now recently. Yeah,
wow.
yeah. So yeah,
No,
even in parts in the states, it's like that too, which is sad. It's just like, wow. I'm like, my phone dropped, and I couldn't, get, like cell service, nor get internet for about 3 hours between a place called Klamath Falls in Oregon and Eugene. Until I got to Eugene, that's all I was able to get internet service. So it was like 3.5 hours for that. I had to wait.
There are some rural areas where the population is just too much, not too much. The internet service is very good there, but like the population there is big, but the people using mobile phone or internet are not so much. So you can have good network system and everything also there like that. So even when you live in those rural areas, sometimes you have yourself. I can see everything what the big
Mm-hmm.
cities are having. Only that the money making aspect will not
Yeah.
be huge there. So see the financial aspect will want to place you in the big city. You understand?
Right.
So that's why sometimes when I go to the rural area where I'm from, sometimes I just ask myself, okay, I'm here, I'm on satellite, I'm seeing everything without enjoying in Lagos,
Mm-hmm.
but it's here. But the aspect in Lagos that I have my job, you understand? So
Right. Right.
Lagos and everything. So you test of your property worth when you have a house in Lagos, you see, man, you can be doubling your money like hell than having a property like in a rural area. Those are just like retirement property, or when you
Mm-hmm.
just die, they just bury you in those
Right.
in those properties. Those are
Right.
hereditary kind of
Right.
yeah property you start. But
Uh-huh.
what surprised to me, um, my uncle children, they like the rural area because they live in the big city in Texas and all this thing. So they don't want the hold up. They want it to do with no. They just build their personal houses in the rural area. So when they come around, they stay with me for about a week. Then they just go to the rural area for the
Right.
remaining two weeks. And when they're coming back again, they're about to move. Okay, they just stay. Oh, okay, I'm coming. So I just create a space again, for them. Then they just stay for 2 or 3 days. They room to the plane again. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I told them yeah. So yeah, we don't want this hold up and everything. So they just prefer the rural area more because yeah, they don't really come there to have a job. They just come there to enjoy everything. I just saw. Then when they're done with 3 weeks, they're gone again. So I will miss them again for
Right.
some maybe a year plus. Then they're back again. So,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just like the look the the media against Africa was very huge. That's just the truth. Even in me that live in Nigeria, it's like 90s. Sometimes when I hear CNN describe Africa or Nigeria, I like, what? Not this country I'm living. You understand? They make us look like really, really poor, full of war ravage, disease. These are just lies, you understand? You know? These are just lies. It's just the media that really uh, destroy the image of Africa. You understand? So let's assume I live in Nigeria. Arab
Mm-hmm.
people are here, let's feed Africa. I was surprised, really surprised. Like, let's feed Africa. They come with Michael Jackson and the other guy left something, let's save
Oh,
Africa.
you
Or
talking about USA for Africa? We are the world.
yeah,
It wasn't for Africa, really. It was for Ethiopia at that time.
yeah, but it was Ethiopia, but they put Africa as the
It
name.
was yeah, it was USA. They shouldn't have. They should have said USA for Ethiopia.
So they use
Yeah.
this Africa as generalization. Just
Mm-hmm.
even in the Ethiopia, they just say it's just from a small, tiny district, just more tiny that was farming there,
Yeah.
and they just generalize it. Oh, let's and they use this image. Only God know how they come with that image. Who is that child they use? You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And some of this
Yeah.
organization really,
I remember that. It was We Are the
yeah,
World.
yeah. That's why most Black Americans have negative image about Africa because they never really promote us in the real reality
We
who
are
we
the
are.
world. We
So
are
they
the
come with
world.
uh-huh.
We are the
So,
world. We better day for you.
so
I think it was
so they
started
just
by
That
the
is
British.
all I can think.
No, I think it was started by the British. But it was I think it was all a white group of people. And then America said, we got to do our own version and we're going to make it diverse with mostly black singers. Because I think the British did one with all British rock stars. Let them know it's Christmas time.
yeah,
And
it was just It's all
Mhm.
political. It was never the real reality. You
Yeah,
understand? It was
yeah.
the real reality because that's how the Africa. I live in Africa. I live in Nigeria. But when you watch CNN, the bamboozle. Now they try to be so we're very fair. The bamboozle they give it so that you just think they will even make you to even hate your own leader. You that even live in the country. The propaganda, the propaganda was heavy against our political leaders, against there's one South African newsreader who was staying in Atlanta. Um, she even become sick mentally. She regret it. She said, "Wow, that she cannot reconsider how she sucked into this kind of propaganda against Africa at that time. She even become sick. She left Atlanta back to South Africa. You know, so they will pay you big money, even when you're an African. You start even destroying the image of your own where you're coming from. So is the image they sold about Africa to the Black Americans? That's what the Black Americans have one kind of negative. Anything you talk about Africa, so, oh no, you people don't know too much. You people are hungry. I believe some people even think that they have no university in Africa. You understand? So these are the image they sold that they really hurt us a lot. And that image is been since the creator of YouTube, things start changing. You know, things start changing because you can't really start seeing the reality of both sides, both in United States and in Africa. You understand? So the bamboozle about Africa image was rough. It was very rough.
Yeah, yeah, especially with the USA for Africa. I mean, because it was, I like saying it was. I mean, you're right. It happened in a certain district in Ethiopia, and it had an image, and then I guess certain wars that was going on, in parts of Africa, especially in Sudan, and particularly, it was just that was just, oh my God, that was just unbelievable. Um, Between the war in the north and the south, and then the South Sudanese kids, I remember they started bringing some of them in the United States, what they called them the Lost Boys of South Sudan. But yeah, it's just the image. It's mostly the images that you see. The negative images, I hate to say it, come from East Africa or the Horn of Africa, and that's just facts. You really see that occurred besides, I guess, Liberia in some respects of any type of major type of salmon. And then, recently, within the 90s, it was like the Eastern Congo or something like that, which is close to Rwanda and actually Uganda. Let's be
I,
100.
I, do you know some of these people that caused this war? Really, some of them stayed in the United States for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like the Somali guy, the Somali dictator schooled in the United States. You understand? So
Hmm.
most of these people that uh, came with this war problem, so that's something that was one that you people went to United States, a very peaceful area to study. The you people, so all this is political. The you people come back and be creating wars. You understand? Just be creating wars. That's we the image they sold for all those years about the continent Africa, or let's say East and West Africa. It will take some time to undo those bad image. It will take some. It will take some. But YouTube is bringing it out. But guess what? When they were condemning us, a lot of white people also coming down here to do business.
Hmm.
I was having
Yeah.
I was having a British teacher in my secondary school days. You know,
Wow.
yeah, I was having a British teacher who was teaching English. I have Indian teachers who were teaching literature and chemistry and
Hmm.
physics. You understand? So even
You
when they
know,
were bamboozling,
they've always been here.
you know, so
They are
it would
always
take
here. I
some
feel
time.
like I always say that they are very adventurous. Even if hello, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was saying that the white folks they tend to be very adventurous. Like even if they if you watch their movies, it can tell you much about them. Like even those scary movies, when black people hear about like some screaming or some sound, most of them are be running away. But you see white people who want to investigate. You know,
That's just image, Afroscope. I mean, if you look at African history, Africans were always like the perfect example is Massa Musa's brother. Massa Musa's brother was supposed to rule Mali, but he had his insights as in regards to wondering what is in the other side of the Atlantic, which we now know as the Americas. So he was curious about that, and he sent actually an expedition going to the Americas. On the first expedition, everyone died, and one person survived. He said some type of whirlwind in the ocean pretty much gobbled him up until he himself made that expedition. However, we don't know whether he made it across to the other side of the Americas or not. So you always had Africans who were pretty much adventurous. You had people who traded with, if you're talking about, the people from Mali or Moravids, they traded with Spain and, other, because the Muslims controlled Spain, and groups of people from Mali and also from Senegal and all that were part of the Moravid army. Even if you look at the history of in the time of the Amorites, I think it was ruled by Moroccans. He had delegations that came from like Egypt and Syria and also Mali, pretty much, congratulating him about the war efforts they happened in places like Spain. And obviously those group of peoples even probably traveled to Spain. The Hausa people were also known as being adventurous travelers. I mean, and to this day, you have people of Hausa and other West African descent who still live in places like Saudi Arabia. Now, I'm not talking about the slave population because they usually don't have an identity, but you know that a person is a Hausa or West African descent is because they have their name along with a tribal name as being their last names. It was an African guy from, I think, the Ivory Coast who went to Mali. He pretty much highlighted that fact when he counted those people who lived in Saudi Arabia for like 500 years. Even in my travels in Sudan, I met people who was of West African descent who lived there, and who was probably originally, from what is now Niger and Nigeria and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're right, brother. You're very right because during that civil war, most 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 West African countries support John Garant. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? They support you because we're very close to the southern part of Sudan.
Mm-hmm.
Genetically, we have something close to them. You understand? And West Africa sees Southern Sudan as part of the family. So
Mm-hmm.
most West African government, let me say, or even was secretly, even when John Garang is a Christian, they were secretly donating money to that guy. You understand? You know, they were secretly donating money to John Garang because South Sudan really, really, most West African leaders see South Sudan as part of their family group. And the guy was really tolling. They were kind of like using Uganda as forward base. You understand?
Right.
To help the guy. So that's you're very right. South Sudan is very very close to us. We as West Africans, and we are very soft spot for them. Really,
Right.
really,
And,
because
and you should keep on going.
yeah, yeah. So that's when you talk about West Africa people there. You also understand most also so people from West Africa came also from for this the Sudan side also. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
They some was some tribes in Nigeria came from Sudan.
Right.
You know, some tribe in Nigeria came from Sudan. So you can see the connection between us and them.
Mm-hmm.
In that area close to Egypt, Sudan is one of the close. The South Sudan is one of the closest family member to today that Nigeria West. If Nigeria, I mean West African leaders have more really something. Even with their Christians and some of these leaders are Muslim, it,
Mm-hmm.
it they really change nothing when you talk about family root and family link. You
Right.
understand? So that's just the way it is. Might be
Yeah.
different in religion, but they're very
Yeah.
close.
One thing about that Sudan region, I have to admit, for being in the country itself, it's one hell of a diverse microcosm of Africa. You you have people who look like Nigerians who might live there. You have people who look like Ethiopians and Eritreans and Somalis who live there. You have people, who look like North Africans who live there. You have South Sudanese people who even live in, like in Khartoum, and a lot of them are from South Sudan who live in, Khartoum. It's like you have all of Africa in that one country, and a
Man,
lot of them,
you know much
and a
about
lot of them are
Africa
vying
than
for
me.
power, huh?
You know much. I live in Africa, but you know much about really Africa than me. Do you study
It's just
Africa history? What happened? What drive you to be? Because you went to all these places. I've never been to all these places. You
yeah.
understand? And
You
I
know
live here
what?
in Africa. Your view, where have you been to in Africa, is heavily deep. That means that I even live or came from Africa.
I mean,
You
it
know?
sometimes, I always had an interest in history, and
Oh, okay.
I knew that, human history, and also I would say even the Bible, taught me about, I hate to say Black history, or history of African peoples, but in a way it did, in a roundabout way. And then I started doing my further studies with secular history, because you have to ask yourself these questions to yourself inwardly: who are you? Where do I come from? Why do we have all these different groups of peoples around us? And where did it all start? And that's when my journey pretty much began, as far as, from religious education. Then I got a little bit more deeper into that, and then learning about the histories of the various different regions, and
Are you a
also going to,
devoted?
huh?
Are you a
And
devoted
also,
Christian?
I can't even hear you.
Are you a devoted Christian?
No, I'm not like I used to. Um, but and joining the military and stuff like that, and then going to different places where they pretty much assign you to go to. And then the good thing about it, like if I'm in the Middle East or something like that, you have leave, or kind of like a vacation, where I would pretty much go out and about and travel to different places on my own and see things for myself, and experience things for myself. And then you meet people, friends and stuff like that, from various travels, and they show you around. And then what brings to attention to me is, and then I study the history of all these different regions, both secular history, and then I might look at certain things online, or whatnot, and come with my own conclusions about things. Always had a history of West African history as well. From the history of Benin and the Benin cities and city in Benin, and when the British pretty much took everything and even burned down the city, unfortunately, um, to the Ashantis, and to the Dahamian women who were, what the Europeans called, or the French called, female Amazons, who fought against them, to the Songhai Empire, the Mali Empire. I hate when people say it though. They say Ghana Empire, right? They say it's no relations to modern Ghana, but how we know they're not. You know what I mean? Even though the ancient Ghana Empire was pretty much, I guess, in today's Mauritania. Um, we don't know if these people, probably the Shanti people, probably migrated from Mauritania and went to, which is present day Ghana. We just don't know. There's a lot of questions, we have to ask, and if they find any type of um, grave sites or what have you, and if there's connection there, there's a connection there. And learning about the Nuke culture in Nigeria, which I think is pretty much interesting as far as the artwork. And I'm also trying to do an investigation, which they don't have too much online, of the Soul people who lived in what is now Chad, and they have impressive artwork there.
I live in Nigeria. What I know about Chad is that some Chada people are connected to the Hausa people in northern part of Nigeria. You understand?
Yeah,
From
yeah, but
their
they have
family.
they have
Yeah,
an
because
artwork. The Soul. Look at SAO is the Soul people. It's pretty much interesting
yeah,
history.
because Osman Dafodo came through there, then settled in Sokoto and all those areas there. You understand? So
Mhm.
really, because I'm from the western part of Nigeria, the south, So we just know that the Cheddar people have ethnic connection with the Hausas and the Fulani from those areas. You understand? Just like the way Nigeria have ethnic connection to certain part of Cameroon. You
Mhm.
understand? Because if they did divide it, Cameroon, southern part of Cameroon and place like Port Harcourt, Cross River, and all those places called Akwa Ibom, they're all the same. They're all the similar tribe and similar people. You understand? So they all have similar doings there. Some of them even climb the mountain and go down, or there's even a road they can even link with each other there. Just like the
Right.
Yoruba have some family members in Benin Republic and Togo. You understand? you know. So just
Right.
the way things move around, like in Ghana, there's some Yorubas who also live in Ghana. There's Hausa that live in Ghana. Only
Yeah.
Ashanti is the biggest tribe in that place, Ghana. They
You
are
know
one
what?
of the most powerful tribes.
Ndora, do you know that my tribe is actually from Oyo Kingdom? They are from the Oyo system. Even my Y chromosome, a lot of people is concentrated in among Yoruba men, and also um it's concentrated in Yoruba among Yoruba men, and also in Igbo, some Igbo men. Yeah, and specifically the pointing at the location, places like Ilori, Ijebu, the Oyo site, and then you go to some of the places like so definitely there is a connection, and there is a long history here that they actually fled Nigeria uh to settle with the people in Dahomey before later living. Hmm. Yeah, you can continue, sir.
Yeah, African history always fascinated me. But then again, history in general fascinates me anyway. I like consistently learning, and that's why I don't go for that indigenous stuff in the United States. I'm like, since we are, it's not like the indigenous people in the Americas disappeared. They still here and alive in various different countries throughout the Americas. Even though in the United States and Canada, the population is relatively small, very small. I would say no more than 3%, or I think the United States about 10 million. But in places like Mexico and Peru and Bolivia and Ecuador and and even Paraguay, they have huge indigenous population. And how come these group of people from the United States saying that they're not really indigenous, but these people still do speak their indigenous languages as well? I don't get that. And I know people bring up the Olmec statues and all that type of stuff, and what have you. I mean, that is theory until you do the proper research. Then you will have something there. I mean, who knows? It could have been that ship that came from the Massa Musa, or it could be, and this is another theory, the people from the South Pacific. You have black-looking people, even though they look African, but genetically, they say, according to current scholars, they're not close to us. But even though they might look like us, when I went to the Fijian Islands, I remember going to I guess one of their museums in Silva. They had huge ships. They had replicas of boats that they used to travel along the Pacific Ocean, along with some of the Polynesians, some Fijians mixed with. So that could be another possibility as well too, since these people were great shipbuilders. Everybody still here?
Yes, we
Afroscope?
are. Can you hear
Yeah.
me now?
The way we West Africans know each other, right? Is through our physical look. The eyes, then
Hmm.
the gum of your teeth. You understand? Because
Right.
West Africa will know fellow West African guy. Follow black person. You understand me? Because we know no like that. Look, they know each other. They know each other. Now they keep peace. You have to understand, after the death of Masamusa, really, that's why this family become a problem to each other. You understand? Because Masamusa was, look, West Africa was living kingdom inside a kingdom. That one you should know. Masamusa was the head. But well, after the death of Masamusa, every kingdom want to become like Masamusa. You understand? That's why we're fighting each other. That's why we're really fighting each other heavily. You also said there was a strong guy who could keep the peace among themselves. You understand? The Alafi people, which is today called the Oyo Empire, who came as Oyo Empire, they were the Alafi people. You understand me? Who create all this Ebe and Ga and all these people. You understand me? So you have to understand it was just the death of Mansa Musa caused a very big havoc in West Africa. When the head is gone, what do you expect? Revolt will come in. People want to be like the other one. That's what led to between the war between the Benin, not the Republic of Benin. I'm talking about the Benin city, the Oba of Benin with the Oyo people. People were just moving. People were running. People don't want to be caught in this battle. The people in Oyo run to Ghana. They were also fighting the north that brought the Hausas toward the northern part of Ghana. Only that we could talk more about the Ga and the Ewe and all those people because they have similar languages close by. You understand? So you could see their languages, their gods, what they worship all the same. You understand? That's why you could bring the Ga and the Ewes down to western part of Nigeria because you could see the gods, the way they worship their gods, and the language similarities, and they eat similar type of food. These are just battle people who are from one family, but disagreements, suppression, overpowered. You know, that's what really come with all these things. So we don't really. If you have to check, really, West Africa is supposed to be like a whole one full country. Let's be honest, supposed to be a whole one full country because they are very very close, very 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 close.
I mean, what
In
about
everything.
what about countries like Mauritania though?
Yeah, that's what come about the Madinkas and also that form in that where that Ghana, where part of the Soniki Empire, you know what I mean? You know, they're supposed to be West Africa also, because Mauritania is part of West Africa also. You have to that's the area really Ghana Empire headquarter was at that time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the West Africa today who are still suffering there, kind of like still be
Yeah.
oppressed there by the people being mixed with Arabs and everything. It's very, very painful. It's just very, very painful. It was just one strong man died, everything start folding up. Everything just start folding up. Everything just
Yeah.
start folding up. The war, they were fighting themselves. If you see go to part of Nigeria today called the Mokoko water area, you can see people taking refuge there. They're still there. Who just live on top of the water. They build their houses on top of the water. War brought those people there. The Daomi and the Oyo war. Fighting brought those people to take refuge. Okay, they cannot come here. Let's just take refuge on top of this water. They started building houses there. You understand me? Not just Daomi, also the Nigerians also people run for war. You understand me? People run for war also. So they just start building. They have a whole mighty community there. So you could just see what happened about 400 years ago, or 500 years ago, or 600 years ago. You can see the physical and the print all till today. You understand? But how did they keep peace? It's when the Europeans came. That's what they really realized they were really on the losing side because they commit a crime by selling their own people, and they now found out, oh, we're even on the losing side. They slowly, even when they try to separate them, they still try to find peace with each other by communicating with each other and settle things amicably. You tell me, most African kings today, they are very peaceful with each other. Very peaceful with each other. That's why they could marry with each other. You know, now you see Nigerian men married to Ghana women, Ghana men married to Nigerian women. In Lagos here, you could see a lot of Ghana guys who married to Nigerian women here, even to my own village.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so the peace is the peace is good like that. You understand me? We can be mouth talking against each other. My jollof is better than yours. It just
Hmm.
mouth. It just it's not physical. It just mouth.
Right,
You
right. I think it's fun banter.
oh well, because Ghana and Nigeria, the history will you see that the history of these two people is about they fight more with mouth than coming to
Hmm.
fight physically because
Right.
you can see that these people fought themselves before and they still kind of like still choke up with each other with one rope. You understand? The North is really divided. Even when you say, "Oh, go, go, go," nobody's really going nowhere. You understand?
Right.
That's just the truth. Now it's about mouth. Nobody will fight. I don't think Nigeria will go and fight the Ghana, Ghana will go and fight the, because they're just too intercontinental. They're too interlinked now.
Hmm.
You understand me? But now my jollof is better than yours. Oh,
Right.
we beat you in football. Nigeria will support Ghana in this World Cup, 100%. You
Hmm.
understand me? We will want Ghana to win that World Cup. You
Yeah.
understand? Even after the World Cup, if we were the winning there, we'll come back with our mouth about food. It's because we eat the same type of food. You
Right.
understand? Yeah, so that's why we'll go with each other now with mouth. Oh, my jollof is better than yours. We will beat you in soccer. Who are you? You know, these are just at the end of the day, they still share, exchange their wife and their marriages with each other. It's just the way it end up. That's just the way it goes nowadays. Mouth. It's just about mouth talk and they still love each other. It's just about love. But it's a beautiful love or hate they have with each other. But
Hmm.
Ghana is still one of the most Nigeria closest ally
Right.
in
Now,
that part of Africa.
what about building bridges with the other parts of Africa, though, as far as trading and stuff like that? I mean, what's your take on that?
The other part of Africa, yes, but you can see if Liberia did suffer a brutal civil war,
Hmm.
Liberia was also there, but the civil war, what happened to Liberia, that civil war, just draw them, just take them back far, far to almost to where they were, they started from. You understand?
Right.
So Liberia was always there. Liberia is the one kind of a curious country that most Africans know about really. See,
Hmm.
the population also have to tell. Togo is there, but the economic is not so big like that.
Right.
The Benin Republic is there, but the economic is not so big like that. So you talk about big economy, talk about in West Africa, talk about Ghana, Nigeria, Senegal. You understand?
Right.
That's why when these three countries agree that this leader is bad for West Africa, you're gone. There's nothing will hold you. Nothing will make you stay in that post. That's why they could drive away that guy from Gambia, Jaja Jeme. You
Hmm.
understand? If these three countries agree, Ghana, Nigeria, and Senegal in West Africa, you're gone. You're
Right.
gone. You just gone. You just go, go, go. If boy one of them disagree, then everybody will say, you know what? It's peace now. You understand?
Hmm.
It's big peace. Mali is also very powerful. You have to start. Mali is
Mali
making
has,
them really bad. Eh?
yeah, it has Mali has a lot of historical significance,
Yeah,
though.
because you see, Mali is really being formed by different type of people in West Africa, really, because these are warriors country. Mali is a warriors society, really. Ghana sent troops to Mali. Other people sent troops to Mali. That was really for Mali to fight the Arabs. You understand me?
Hmm.
To fight the Arabs. To drive away the Arab slave traders. That's what Mali is being formed like that. Mali is they are warriors. They are soldiers. They're like the buffer zone against the Arabs. Even
Right.
as for that time, they were fighting the Arab slave traders, the Arab slave traders at that time.
Right.
Every territory they have to contribute soldiers to send to Mali. Mali is being formed by the Madikas, another tribe, but other West African tribes also mix in within them also. That's why they're very
Right.
stubborn. Uh, that's where they could fight against. That they were very cruel to the Arabs at that time. Mali is part of the whole big family. That's why Mali is very, very powerful. They're very, very stubborn. So the truth is, the the business in West Africa is not yet there expound, but they're making. You see, the gate is open now. They can just travel. In Nigeria, we have different type of people now. Than ever we ever seen before. We have Niger, we have Chad, we have Malians, we have all kind of people in Nigeria. But you cannot really tell because most of those people speak Hausas. You
Hmm.
know, so you think, oh, this guy from the north. Where you from? So, oh yeah, I'm from Mali. Okay, But before it was Ghana that was very they were close to that were really coming. Now we have all
Mhm.
kind of people in Nigeria. The same thing in Ghana also. Ghana also have Nigeria, all kind of people there too. So
Oh,
slowly,
wow.
slowly they're intermixing now, but it's not there yet. But it
Right,
will be
right.
there later. So that's why the business really is the West Africa business is between Ghana and Nigeria. Really. They're the one really trading
Mm,
big time because they have more free trading business than because of French hands in Togo and Benin
mm.
Republic.
Now, how do you
You
feel
know,
about trading with countries like Kenya and Rwanda and those places?
oh, with Kenya is growing slowly. You
Because
know, it's growing slowly. It's growing slowly till
I
they
think
have
they,
more
they like the dominant East African, economic hub in that region. Because I know they're
yes,
supposed to
yes.
be trying to get create not necessarily say one country, but a federation of some sort between
Like oh yeah, Uganda, Tanzania,
Uganda,
and
Kenya, Rwanda, and yeah, and Tanzania.
yeah, yeah. Tanzania was very powerful way back by this guy called Julius Nyerere. A
Yeah,
very
yeah.
powerful guy. Those are the guys. Those are Pan African. Those are you can call those guys real Pan Africanists and not those guys at that time because they were the one fighting the South African government at that time. You understand me?
Yeah, they
The
were.
white they don't just walk out anywhere. South Africa people don't just walk out in Olympics in those days things. You can call
Mhm.
those guys really guys at that time. No, they don't want it to do it until the black in South Africa is free at that time. Those guys were radicals. They know what they want at
Right.
that time. So you could see that's how JJ. That's why I like JJ Rollins at that time. 'Cause he was like a very radical guy, tough guy. This guy from Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara at that time. So they were
Hmm.
just really frank with each other. West Africa at that time. I could understand Thomas Sankara asked Babangida if you want to stop the war in Liberia, you would have stopped it for a very long time because you are a very large army. No, you don't want that war to stop. Was
Hmm.
just confront Babangida at that time. They're like family, at that time. We're very close. Very Gambia, we are very Sierra Leone and we're very close at that time. Very till today. Really, the government to government, they don't really have issue with each other. Just as the way the people, yeah, once in a while we diss each other, it's just there like that. But really, I don't see any West Africa country that say I have problem with this, I have problem with that government. No, it's not there. It's not there. It will never be there. What you want to fight each other for? Why do you want to hate it can't really come into it. Just like we kind of like through soccer sport or through all this food, like the new thing that's going on now. Three women, Cameroonian, Ghana, Nigeria, they're beefing with this broken language rap. You understand? So they're dissing each other through all these things like that. These are grown-up women, but people jump on the stage to start, yeah, who are you? I'm better than you, but it's kind of like Freddie Rap and the Cameroonian lady win it. You understand? You know? So they just socially kind of like be friendly with each other because now it's the communication. Because before you can't even go to Cameroon. How? You need a visa, you understand? You need a visa till this ECOWAS came. Then all those borders started shutting down. But I can bet you 50, 60 years from now, you will not know the difference between all these West African countries. You know?
Yeah, it seems everybody is tired. Yeah, we've been here for almost getting to 2 hours 50, like yeah, 2 hours 52 minutes.
Hello, hello. What time
I
is it
just
over
want.
there?
Oh, it's not that late. It's 7:33 p.m.
Okay.
Brian,
Oh, okay.
I really enjoy I really learn a lot from for your educative speech, man. Even when I live in Africa here, my man, you are very well covered up with a lot of history and a lot of knowledge about something. I really, like talking to you. I enjoy I get some sanity through you. Even when you live in United States, but I live here. I
Mhm.
really enjoy your being, talking with you today, man. God bless you a lot, bro.
Me too, bro. I really
Yeah,
enjoy your comments. Enjoy what you says, and it's good to encounter, especially in these YouTube crazy streets, like-minded people. I mean, it's in a way we're kind of setting up our own tribe in a way,
yeah,
and
bro.
we can pretty much just share and exchange ideas from our own different experiences and I encounter and different interactions with people around the world. And I do appreciate you as well.
Yeah, have a good day, bro.
You too. Have a good one. Take care, Mr. Afroscope. Afroscope.
Hello, I'm here. Yeah. So guys, remember to support the stream. That's the Cash App tag. And also remember this is the let me just show the anyway the PayPal is there in the chat. I think I pin it at the top of the chat. And also look at this. Yeah, your final say. Your closing out
Well,
statement, Brian.
yeah. I liked your mother genetic results. Very, very good. Very, very Pan African in a
First,
way, huh?
yeah,
Very Pan African.
yes, very.
And her connections to the Haiti. Did you find any type of relatives? Like, did she look at her first cousins, and were there many people in Ghana who did the DNA test?
One of them, like a second cousin of yeah. One is like a second cousin or first cousin. I
Wow.
was
And did
by yes, or we
was a
sent the
lot of
person a message.
oh, you
Hello,
did? Oh, cool. Yeah, I hear
but we
you.
haven't heard
What about
we gotten
you
the
haven't heard
response
anything
yet.
yet? Yeah, but what about so a lot of the cousins, like third cousins or maybe fourth cousins, do they have like a lot of French last names?
French. There
You
might
know, like
yes, I came across some of the and also I came across some Brazilian Rodriguez. What's
oh
what's
my goodness,
also I don't I don't want I yeah
that's
I
amazing.
yeah
That's
I be,
amazing. That's your relatives. Hello,
mhm.
that's your relatives,
Hello, yeah,
Afroscope.
I'm here.
That's your relatives.
Yeah, yeah, we are
Is
spread all around.
yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? We live in all these
Yeah,
different realities.
I really want this word to reach a lot of folks to know that yeah, before they come into existence, somebody else existed and contributed to their makeup, and those people and
Hmm.
we can all trace our ancestors, like we can all trace our root to a common ancestor.
Yeah, we can, and it's a beautiful thing, a very beautiful thing.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, I was really impressed with your mom DNA, and it teach you history lessons as far as migration to different areas to the present country where they live in. From
Mhm.
Benin and the Oyo Empire he was talking about, and it's really amazing. It's really amazing. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I really do. But anyway, I'm gonna sign off Afroscope, and you have a wonderful day. Okay.
Yeah, you too have a blessed day. I talked with a woman. I mean, she said she used to work. She used to be a senate to work in the I don't know the senate office or one of the senator. I believe somewhere in Riverdale, California. Actually, she's a
Oh, get
great
out!
woman. We talk. What
Wow, wow, really? A Californian?
she served like she served as a principal for some of the schools for quite a long time. She worked in education. She said she'll be coming to Ghana soon.
She's your relative?
Oh my God.
She's your DNA relatives?
No, she's a friend of my relative.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Mhm.
Meet her. It'd be great to meet
She's
her.
yeah, she said I mean I wanted to if I get off the phone I might talk to them because she told me I think the children or the brother or the sister they've migrated to the continent, so they are currently
Hmm.
there right now. They are working on their house, somewhere
Hmm.
around the beach in Accra, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Congratulations to them.
yeah.
Like,
Congratulations to
seriously,
them as well.
yeah.
And I love the fact that people are coming. People are also marrying. Like I saw this video today, and it's so nice. Um, an African American woman married to a Ghanaian man, and they're very
Mhm.
nice. I love their energy. Like I love them. They
Yeah,
can
yeah,
live. They will definitely survive for long. You know.
yeah, yeah. There's a couple of those marriages I see online of African Americans, and also other different groups of Black people marrying each
Yeah,
other as well too. So it's great. It's great. It's a beautiful thing.
it's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
beautiful thing.
It's such a nice stream. I love the weather. It's just peaceful as the weather today here. Let me just tell you, yeah,
I know that's right. I can't deal with
it,
drama today. I can't deal with
it's
drama today. Yeah, yeah, it's very peaceful. Just like the weather here too in
it's
California. It's
75
peaceful.
degrees.
Oh, 75 degrees over there?
Yeah, how much?
I'll
Yeah,
tell you how much it is
75
in
degrees
California.
Fahrenheit. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you in LA. No, Los Angeles. What it is. It's actually it's 20. I'm gonna go by your Fahrenheit. No, Celsius. It's
Yeah.
27 degrees Celsius here.
No,
You heard me?
oh, yeah, that's quite that. I think that will be quite distant. But go by
Say what?
Fahrenheit. Go,
Oh, I
go
thought
by
you going by Celsius. Oh,
no 75 Fahrenheit.
okay. It's 81 degrees Fahrenheit here.
It's a bit warm, very warm in the morning.
What here?
Yeah, is it not in the morning?
No, it's an afternoon. It's we're right now it's 12:41 in the afternoon.
I see.
Yeah, it's still
Then
daylight.
it's
Huh?
very warm too. It was just drizzling and just drizzling and so cool. So I
Right. In
myself,
California,
yeah, I've covered
right.
myself with some. Yeah.
Yeah. In LA, it hardly rains. In the East Coast, where a lot of people, your subscribers are from, it rains a lot over there, like in New York and all that. In
Hmm.
California in South California, I mean South LA, I mean LA, because we're in the South California, we rarely get rain in the summers. We don't get any rain at all in the summers, but the only time it rains here is like October, November, December, all the way to March. But the rest of the year, it doesn't rain. It might sound
Oh, I
weird to you.
see.
It might be weird to you, but it's kind of like normal here. Only time it rains is around
Hmm.
October and November and December, and then maybe to March, and then it doesn't rain from April all the way down to till we get back to October.
Yeah.
Our weather here is very dry.
Ooh, but I thought,
Yeah.
whenever I watch it, is everything looks so green and so perfect.
In
And
California,
yeah, yes.
well, maybe in parts of the United States it's very green because it rains a lot. In
Mhm.
California, I know that they restrict us from watering our grasses at certain days because they want to conserve the waters here. It's like
Oh,
certain
I
days
see.
here you might be allowed to water your grass, and other days you might not. Since our weather
Hmm.
here is very dry, and we get our water elsewhere in other states. Hello?
Since you're gonna be paying for the water bills, why do they need to restrict you?
Well, because we might run out of water.
Can you hear?
Yeah, we might run out of water. That's why we have a water
Oh,
shortage.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, America.
Yeah, well, this is California. Other parts of America is not like that. It's not.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a lot more greener. It's a lot more. It rains a lot. Like if you go to the South Carolinas and all that, it rains all the time over there. All the time. All the time.
Yeah,
You know, you
I
take it to
saw
perspective.
something last.
Take it to perspective. I live more closer to Mexico than I do South Carolina. Mexico is only an hour and a half drive from my house. Just an hour.
But have you been going to Mexico?
Oh, I do. I do all the time.
Oh, I know, I know it. Yeah, definitely. So, Hmm.
Yeah, I
I
go to
knew
Mexico.
it.
Yeah, I do.
But please go with your wife. Don't go there alone.
Mexico is not Brazil. Brazil's different.
uh, Anyways, yes.
Mexico is not
the
Brazil.
stuff-
It's huh? Brazil's a whole lot different.
They said they
Whole
have
lot different.
yeah. I don't want going to Brazil today. I can go on and off based on things I've seen and I've watched on the internet.
Oh, about Brazil? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's
Yes,
Brazil. Brazil's a beautiful place. I mean, I wouldn't mind going there. Um, I would get a place in Brazil. I really would get a place in Brazil. I mean, because it has, everything there. If you're looking for the Afro culture there, they do. If you're looking for European culture there, they do. If you're looking for Native, Asian, they do. They have it
freaky,
all
freaky,
there.
freaky.
Huh?
They are so
I mean,
freaky.
that's just another story all to itself about Brazil. Natives in Brazil. I mean, I would love to go there though. I really would love to go there and experience it for myself. I mean, would you go to Brazil?
I would like to, sneak in and look at how things are there, and come back. Not for a particular reason. I'm not
Mm.
flirtatious. When I say I'm not flirtatious, I'm not. Uh, I have this spirit. My spirit doesn't like. I don't know, nasty, nasty. Freaky, freaky. No, 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 no. So, I, and the kind of vibe I get from people who say they are going to those places are like, oh, they just want to go and, you know, freak themselves out there and then come back. They want to do something loud and come back wherever they are, act like nothing really happened. But I don't do any of that. So basically,
Go ahead. I mean, you could
what
go. I
am
mean,
I
it's
going for? And
right, 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 right.
I
I
hate
hear you.
being
But
somewhere.
I mean, it is a beautiful country. Maybe some opportunities there for you to do trade and stuff like that. You know, I mean, wouldn't you love to see this here? I'm gonna put something out there.
Mhm.
Wouldn't you love to see this
What?
here? Wouldn't you love to see this here? Just check it out. Check out
What
the
is that?
scene there. It's a percussion
Yeah,
group. I'm gonna put it.
yeah, I would
Uh,
like to see. I would like to see.
share it on
Um,
the screen.
what's that?
It's a percussion. Like a band, like music in the street in
Oh,
Bahia.
oh, I
Can you
don't think
share it or no?
Africans will travel from Africa to go to, but I don't think Africans will go anywhere to show to do this to watch any of that.
Right. I would love to see this.
You know what? I know where to take you when you are excited.
Say what?
I know where to take you when you are excited. When it comes to visit Ghana.
What'd you say, Afriscope?
I said I
Afriscope?
know where to take you when you visit Ghana. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I said I know where to take you.
Uh huh. When you mind seeing that?
And it's in abundance over here, and I don't really go so much. I think on September 7, 11 September, I might go to Edinburgh. Currently, they are celebrating Yam Festival.
Mhm.
Yeah, they are
I
celebrating
mean,
for Yam Festival. The Edinburgh will be on September 11th September. So I might go and vlog it.
mhm.
Yeah, I
Okay,
might
do
go
that.
and
Do that.
vlog that. The truth
Oh,
is that I want to go live because I don't have time editing video.
right. So the footage there I showed you, it mind you, someplace in Ghana.
Hello.
The footage that I showed you in Brazil,
Oh,
Bahia.
the culture we always have those elements. Yeah, we have those
Yeah,
elements. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I mean, wouldn't you mind going there and seeing that over there just to see experience? I heard they even have certain
Oh,
foods
if
that
I
you
have
eat.
the
Right.
if
I heard they even have certain.
if they have the
Okay.
plugin, but we're gonna make it work. Yeah. If only I have the opportunity there, I would like to do that. I would like to visit, at least to watch. But I'm not into those dancing things.
You sound like my mother. You sound just like
Yes,
my.
I quite remember when I was young.
Uh huh.
I like I quite remember when I was young, and then I was picked for one of these cultural fest show. You know, and then on the training I was sacked because I wasn't dancing.
Right. In other words, you wasn't a great dancer.
It was
That's
so
understandable.
embarrassing.
That's half of my family.
No,
My
I
mom.
just
I
never.
mean,
I found it
yeah.
silly. Like
Like I said,
I like
you sound like
a
my
lot
mother.
of the guys. Were
Uh huh. You hear what I said? You sound like my mother.
Stop saying that.
You do. You do.
That's annoying. You know what? What I never participated was that they were squeezing the bat
Uh huh.
they were shaking their butts, or I don't know whether they call it twerking, and then they were doing all
Yeah.
of those dance, and I just don't like that. If it were to be like a choreography, I would have been part of it, but none of that, and I
Hmm.
just don't like it. It looks so silly for me. And so I was just watching them. I was just watching and laughing, and they saw me.
Right. Right. Right.
Ah,
Right. I understand. I understand that. No, but I see what you're saying. What you're saying in Brazil would breed too much. Oh my
yeah,
goodness. It is, yeah. But I'm glad that I'm happy that we in the Americas we have stuff like that here as well. So it's just kind of like a good thing. Um,
hmm.
you know, that we have that here as well. I mean, certain cultural traditions and stuff like that.
Do you know what? I will be afraid of when I'm in America. I wouldn't like to go to those crowded places because most of the crowded places, and there tend to be a level of violence there, some shooting going on, some fight, and I don't like that. You-
And most people don't like it. I mean, it just sometimes those things it just happens randomly without you
Yeah,
not
and
knowing.
yeah, and it's mostly happening at those locations, places where there are a lot of people.
We actually we didn't talk about it a lot, really. We were talking about other things. I've just gotten the subject about Brazil. I mean, I would love to visit it one day. Brazil,
Yeah,
love to visit it. Um, since they wanted as far as South America goes, I think the economy is pretty much up there. Maybe Argentina or maybe Uruguay might be first, but I guess
yeah.
Brazil would be considered like almost a powerhouse in South America.
The
You
truth
know.
about me is that I would like to travel, but the fact is that you need to have money to be able to travel. That's the truth.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, you do. You need to have money to travel. You're right about that. Who knows? Maybe you might get the
Hmm.
money someday.
At least maybe at least $5,000 will do the magic.
Hmm.
That's the least.
So five
Even
thousand.
let me just tell you, what?
You said $5,000.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, you probably get it one of these days, Afroscope. Give it time.
Oh my god, it will make it work. But guess what? There are a lot I
But
can do with that money over in Ghana as well. Like I can build a house here currently where I am currently. There are a lot of plots
mhm,
available. I can build a house and rent it out, and that will also be a stream of income to me. And I'll move from my small area, and I'll be living in a nice house. Maybe you guys might be seeing a more bigger area. Like I will set the camera in a way that like the beautiful room will show. You know, you know
right,
the
right.
yeah, a rent-free room. That's one of the things. Yeah, I talk with people in the West, and a lot of them would like to. I mean, the houses that they own whilst they were working, a lot of them would like to just sell it or and then get a house that is not much costly and that they
Hmm.
wouldn't spend on bills. That's not how Africans would like to do it. Like Africans, we don't pay. Nobody's gonna come here and disturb you about bills, bills, bills. So at the end of the day, that is why I don't think any African will ever come back for like eternity. Like they'll be like, I will never ever come back again. No, you always there is always something you miss about Africa.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We bring you images and videos of what's out there. But one thing
Wow. Wow. Okay.
I believe Van Rabba is gonna come back soon to do something on the continent.
You think so?
I believe. Yeah.
I hope he does. I hope he does. I mean, because he keep on hating on Ghana all the time. Hating on Ghana, but he don't hate on the
Some
government. He don't hate on Ghanaian people. He hate on the government and the system. He believe.
we've been through the
Um,
worst. We've been through the worst. I was watching a guy who is currently in the US Army from SBTV
mhm,
Africa. There is an interview they had with him, and he talked about how he also completed school just like I did, and then after service he couldn't find job, and then he played the lottery. He won the US diversity visa, and he got help, and he borrowed because he even had access to loans. He borrowed loans to travel to America. And guess what?
mhm,
Now when he got to America, he knew nobody, but somebody got him at the airport. An account man, they helped him get a job at the airport as like a ticketing agent. And from
mhm,
there, he was so shocked that he got job at the ticketing agent, no hassle. Like he just filled the form, and then within some a few days, he's working. And he said in Ghana he will never get that job. And I'm like, yes,
oh
in
wow.
Ghana you can't work at the airport. And yeah, so he was working at New Jersey at the airport in one of the airport in New Jersey and all that. So I
Mhm,
can easily, even in my home country, I can do this kind of job. I can. There is no way I can get an opportunity at the airport. But look at where I am now. And then from there, he
mhm,
applied to join the US Army because it has been one of his passion. And now he's in the army, and he's doing
mhm.
quite well for himself. I mean, when have you ever wished that you are somebody so badly that you feel like you are just that person? Like everything that person said is just you and you want it to be you. That's how I felt. Like honestly speaking, that guy really opened my eyes to a lot of the differences that we have. Uh, like comparing the Western system with the system we have here in Africa, especially Ghana. That we have
Mm-hmm.
been deprived of opportunities. And a lot of people here, like they are wasting because if there are a lot of people are skillful, but they are wasting because they can't find jobs or they can't, get access to finance. That's
Mm-hmm.
very boring. And I feel like those are the things that might have influenced the brother Varaba, because I go through a lot, okay? And it's not
Mm-hmm.
all the things that I say, okay? It's not all the things that I say because I believe that in order to in order to win in life, you have to go through a lot,
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Even though nobody wants to go through hardship, but it's just, I mean, you can't avoid it. So why not just face it and fight it?
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's so true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love the fact that a lot of
Mm-hmm.
African Americans are coming. There was a one YouTuber called a YouTuber was interviewed last time by what's the name, DIY, the ES channel, and he was talking
Oh gosh,
about
how are you?
his experience in Ghana, and I was shocked. Like somebody's somebody's how do I call it? Somebody's heaven is somebody's hell. How?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was very happy. He loved it here. He said he's definitely coming back, and
Mm-hmm.
he made a lot of videos. Like, let me just tell you the channel. Maybe you might look at it. I was kind of carried away, when I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, let me just, yeah, the channel is for cycle, no, for cycles of life.com.
Okay. Full cycles
Let
for
me just
like
type
that.
it. Let me
Right.
just type it. I'm typing in the private.
Mm-hmm.
I'm typing it. That's the channel. It's in the private chat.
My state is quite radical. I was just looking at something on the news. Oh wow. Okay, that's this channel.
Yeah.
In the state of California, they plan on banning gas-powered vehicles by 2035. They want to go all electric.
Oh, that's great. I don't think that change is gonna happen in Africa soon.
Yeah, I mean, this is just in California. Not the. I don't think it's going to happen to the rest of America soon.
Hmm.
You remember America's like the states are like different countries. So if I guess they're going to have some gas stations, but if you have a gas powered car from another state, and if you think you're going to get find a gas station, you might be out of luck if it's not an electric vehicle. I mean, they will still have gas stations. I think they will. They're going to try to
Hmm.
phase it out. But the thing is, they have to make the electric vehicles quite affordable. But I do see a lot of electric vehicles on the road, though. I do. I do. A lot. Or hybrid cars. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Anyways, yeah, I would like to have an electric car. Think about it.
Right.
I would definitely love to have an electric,
Yeah. This the link over
but
here.
I'm
You can
not
look
a
at it.
fan.
You can look at it in the private
I'm
chat.
not a fan of. I'm
You're
not
not a
a
fan of
fan of
what?
expensive things like expensive things. Like I do see people in the state like they claim they are having loans to pay, their mortgages to pay or whatever, but they are still buying new things. And I'm like, no, Africans don't do that. Continental Africans don't.
Yeah, yeah. People are a trip. You know, it's funny though when they do buy things, expensive things. When they try to go for another loan, they won't qualify. You know, or they
No,
utilize that equity.
most of the time they'll qualify because they are paying a bit by bit of all of them, so they'll qualify.
It really depends. You know, a lot of times though, like that's why I tell them as a real estate agent, right? Do not buy anything. Wait till you buy something. Don't buy it when you go into the loan process. When they're trying to approve it, when you're trying to get your loan approved. If you buy something that will hamper your credit, they will be. They
But
will say,
one of the things I wish I have right now, I wish I have a credit card that will give me access to borrowing like $5,000 at least. I will do something massive. Even not even 5,000 I still less. Let me just say something like $30,000
okay,
of credit. If I can get a credit like that can give me that money, I will do a lot. Like I'll go into commercial farming, fish farming, animal, and also some food crops. That is where the money is in Africa, especially when it comes to fish and poultry and goats and sheep.
right?
Oh my God, you're gonna make money.
Wow, wow.
And if you are lazy enough,
Hmm.
maybe get a plot of land and build a house on it. Build a house in an or a hostel facility, or a hostel facility, because a lot of people, students will go and rent your hotel when it's a little bit affordable, and you have all the conveniences around there. You'll make a you'll make money. There are a lot of things that we know. It's not that we don't know what we have here.
Hmm.
It's just that it takes money. It takes money to get money.
Right, 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 right. That's true. That's true.
People, right? And they buy cars and they buy those shoes and trying to look rich. And I'm like, damn, these people can be so stupid. Why do you have to buy such an expensive thing when we can use that money and it will make your future very bright or very comfortable, Why do you I do think like that. I do. I know it's not right to do that though.
Mm. It's not. It's not. It's not. Definitely not right. But anyway, Mr. Afroscope, I have to get out of here. I got to take care of some business.
Mhm.
It's about 1 o'clock, 8 p.m. my time. It's still early. What time is it over there? 8 o'clock.
Yes, it's 9 p.m.
Oh, wow. Is it dark outside?
Yes, dark and rainy.
Over here is just light and sunshine.
That's great.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of crazy how the way we live in two different parts of the earth, and it's totally. I mean, we live on one planet. Obviously, when the astronauts go out in space,
Hmm.
but we live in different. One part of your part of Earth, it's dark. My part of Earth is still light as day, and it's a time difference between our.
I
It makes
wish
sense.
I, I wish I have a superpower to vanish and go to everywhere I want to go and come back anytime.
I know that's right. We all wish to have that. Oh, talking about superpower, they're going to be sending the Artemis mission. I know you're not into this, The moon, they plan on going back to the moon the 29th of this week.
To do what?
They're testing out where they're going to be sending people in 2025 to the moon. They testing out the spaceship to make sure it's working in order. So they blasting out on the 29th in Cape Canaveral, Florida, to test the spaceship. They call it a dress rehearsal.
Oh, I see.
Before the actual mission of sending people to the moon. One of the moon astronauts, a few of the moon astronauts are for the because they plan on building a moon base. Several of them are African Americans who will be participating in that adventure. About 16 astronauts. The main reason why they're building a moon base is to beat the Chinese, to be honest with you, Afriscope. The Chinese and Russians are talking about building a moon base, and the United States feel that we need to beat them to it. Interesting times we live in. Hello? Afriscope? Afriscope has left the house. Talk to you later, buddy. Are you still there? Afriscope. All right, Afriscope, you take care of yourself, young man. And have a good day. See you later.
See you later. Hello, everybody. It's been a night, a great show. I hope you can hear me. Um, Thank you for being here, Brian and Kidola, and all of you who are watching. Guys, do well to support AfriScope TV. I'm in Africa. Okay, stretch your dollar. Stretch your dollar. Let your dollar support me as well and what I do. I know I have a my stream is not as what you want or the type of stream you will support, but please do well to support and so that we can keep building this community. I try my best to do shows to kind of bring us together so that we can talk about topics that are kind of connecting. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, share so that we can also expand our reach. To my people, the people who have supported me in the past, thank you so much. I'm Mr. Andrew, African Caribbean Diaspora Talk. Sinovia Ridley. Who else was Big Brother Joe, who actually bought the test kit, Ancestry DNA kit for my mom. Thank you so much. And guys, if you have been on my show but you haven't supported me before, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Please do well to remember me in all your ways, even with a bit of your dollar or your euro or your pounds or your cedis or whatever money you're spending. Do well to remember me as well by sending your donations to Cash App tag, dollar tag, or dollar sign AfriscopeGH. Don't worry about the name behind the Cash App. This dollar tag AfriscopeGH. And when you send your donation, make sure you also leave your YouTube name so that I will notify the panel. Also, remember my PayPal is paypal.me/Afriscope and it will directly reach me. Thank you so much for supporting me and being here always. I really love you. Enjoy the best of the day. Bye bye.